All right. All right, all right, all right. We'll just wait for people to trickle in, which should happen like now. Well, now I'm a little worried. It's been about 30 seconds. Okay, there we go. We got our first yo. We got our first hi. We got our first sup. Looks like we are in action. I am sorry that the stream is a little bit late today. How's the setup looking? Setup looks good, right? You can see me. I can obviously see you guys. And, most importantly, you guys can see the Flashbacks tier list, because that is what we're doing today. Shahabuddin Khan says the raid will fail, Morge. You got that right. So, I'm sorry that we're starting late. Jose Morris is late for who? So it depends. I am on Eastern time. I'm comfortable now telling you guys that I'm in the Eastern time zone. I feel like you guys cannot. For a long while, I was worried about telling you guys what time zone I'm in, or even letting that slip. Because I was concerned that if you knew that the general longitudinal slice of the earth that I am on, if any of you knew that, that was too much information for me to be out there. Just that information alone was too much. Alright? So, I wasn't comfortable even letting you guys know that I live in the east of the United States, the Eastern time zone of the United States. But, I've thought about it, and I think that, considering the fact that there's probably, I don't know, like 100 million people that live in the Eastern time zone or something along those lines, it's probably not that much of a privacy risk letting you guys know that I live in the Eastern time zone. Thought about it, considered it. It's probably not a big deal. I have a feeling that you won't randomly run into me just knowing that I'm in the Eastern time zone. If you wanted to track me down and were really dedicated and set aside like 6 to 7 years to just scour the entire Eastern time zone, traveling from New York all the way down to Florida just to find me for some reason, then yeah, maybe I'd be in trouble. Maybe eventually you'd come across me at some point. But I have a feeling that I'm not interesting enough for anyone to commit that much time to doing that. So, I think we're all good. Funky Zephyr says, ah yes, a scuffed Morge stream. What are you talking about? Do you hear how good this audio is? Do you see how nice this layout is? We can see chat, you can see these pictures, you can see me. What more do you want? What would make this not a scuffed Morge stream? A better webcam? Maybe. Also, I hate the use of the word scuffed. Here's my stance on a lot of these things. So, I have a feel. I like to pride myself on. How do I say this? I have a feeling, I think, when I know that. So, a new word comes into fashion, right? I think I've got a good feel for knowing whether or not that word is going to be here to stay, or if it's just like a flavor of the month type word. And I have a strong feeling that scuffed is one of those flavor of a month type words. You understand what I'm saying? The pirate here says, Mort, I heard you say GIF instead of GIF. Yeah, because I fucking understand English. It's GIF. Why would you say GIF? GIF is so dumb. Chi-Town Sports Fan says, the dictionary dictator. Yeah, guys, it's just GIF. It's just GIF. Why would you say GIF? GIF is like, come on. Your sense kind of scuffed. Look, there's certain words. Scuffed, I know is not here to stay. I know scuffed isn't here to stay. There's certain words. Okay, remember when fire started being a thing? People were like, oh, this is fire, that's fire. I knew from the get-go that we're not going to stop saying fire, right? I knew it's going to be similar to cool. Cool was invented, I don't know, in the 80s, and we all just stuck with cool. Cool has lasted the test of time. Same with, like, sick. Same with, I think, nasty to a degree. Fire, yeah. You know, certain words just make sense. They're here to stay. When people started saying no shot for, like, a little while, I was like, that's fucking stupid. That's just the same phrase as no way. We already have a phrase for that. It's called no way. No shot doesn't make sense. It's just the same thing as no way. You just got bored of saying no way, so we tried to come up with a new way to say no way. And then we quickly figured out that it's stupid and we stopped saying it. Alright? So, or at least maybe some people are still saying no shot, but it's gonna stop. I guarantee you will not hear people saying no shot 1 year from now. Cap, on the other hand, seems to be here potentially to stay. I'm gonna give it another year before making my call on it, but it looks like Cap, no cap. It's a thing. Stop saying no shot. It's not here to last. It's pretty much over. All right? Donato Wibowo says, I've never heard no shot. Well, you're lucky. It's one of the stupidest little phrase trends that we've had in recent time. Clout? So AJK says, what about clout? No, clout is here to stay. So here's the thing. A word stays. I figured it out. Something stays when you didn't have a phrase to properly describe it beforehand, right? Or there's something so perfect about this new word that it describes something that wasn't really in the common tongue a little while ago. So clout just like we didn't really have a replacement for clout before clout. So now when people bring up clout, like, oh, you're just doing this for clout, etc. Like, we had general longer descriptions for what you meant when you're saying, like, oh, you're just looking for clout. Like, you could say, like, I guess attention roughly. I guess, like, no, not really. There's not, like, really a really good word replacement for clout. So when clout came into the language, it's like, we figured it out. That's what's the new thing, right? So especially with internet culture and everything like that, once clout came into the language, clout is just here to stay. It makes sense. It describes something new. Same with cringe. Cringe humor, that stuff wasn't talked about as much, I think, like 10 years ago. But once we figured out, okay, there is this category of humor that we all think is funny, and it's just, what's so good about it? It's like cringy. It makes you cringe. When we figured that out, then cringe became basically yeah, AJK, you could say fame, attention, but, like, those things don't exactly, like, it's not like when people are on Twitter and getting a certain amount of likes and stuff, it's not like no one's like, oh, you're famous. But in the context of this little social media sphere, you're getting some clout, and that's like, or like a little bit of rep added to your name, stuff like that. So clout adds something new to our language, right? So it's slang in a sense. I wouldn't say clout's really slang, but like, you know, it just fits a niche that where that word or phrase was not there before to describe something that we all notice in society. So clout, good. Cringe, good. Fire. I don't know why we didn't have a word for fire before this. I mean, I guess we did, but like fire, it's kind of its own category. Like sick, nasty, stuff like that. Fire, it has its own feel, all right? Scuffed, fucking stupid. There's a million other words that describe things besides scuffed. No shot, same thing. The pirate here says, like how Morge lost clout after hating on Taco Bell. No, come on. Nobody with any clout goes to Taco Bell. Funky Zephyr says whoop slap. Peter Story says gas is a version of fire. Yeah, but like gassing someone up, stuff like that, like those are offshoots of that. And you know, I think that those are new words that come off that like describe new things that we haven't talked about before. So, Seraphim Edwards says I want to see a tier list. Look, we can't just get into the tier list. There's probably like 50 viewers in the stream right now. So we can't just start it. We need to let it flow a little bit, all right? And also, I'm starting the tier list a little late. Sorry, I started the stream explaining this. I started it at 8 p.m. EST normally. That's the goal normally. But I actually started this stream a little after 9 p.m. EST. Princess Taco, yeah, we always have to derail because we need to fill time for viewers to join in. I'm not even looking at the viewer count. So 500? All right, 500, that's a decent number. Who thinks we can start with 500? Obviously, you guys are going to say yes, so I'm not going to leave it to you. I'll leave it to me. I think we could start with 500. After one little poll, because who noticed how we picked the tier list today? Who remembers how we picked the tier list today? Does anyone notice? Does anyone know how we picked the tier list today? Yeah, we picked best flashbacks. It's the best flashbacks tier list. We picked the tier list through crowdsourcing. I asked the people what tier list they wanted to see. I will not do a black flip because I can't. Black flip? I'm not doing a black flip, that's for sure. I'm not doing a backflip. Yeah, through comments, exactly. So, why did we do it like this? One, because I didn't have a good idea for today, and two, because I wanted to prove to you guys that I am, in fact, a very democracy-friendly streamer, right? So, I didn't pick today's tier list. You guys picked today's tier list. So I don't want to hear any of this, Morge is authoritarian, Morge hates democracy, etc., etc. So we're going to start this with a simple poll. Is Morge democratic? And this just gets things off to a good start. It spreads propaganda. I mean, general tenets of the culture that we all support. It just gets us off to a good start, all right? So we'll just start with this, and that kind of gets the ball rolling for a lot of positivity in this stream. And just a general feel that good, fair choices and decision making are being made with how things are being placed throughout the tier list. And that is what we want to see. What is funny about this tier list is I think we're going to come up with a problem that we've had in past tier lists, I think similar to when we did the ARCs flashback, which is nobody wants to give anything a bad rating. So with the ARCs, it was like best One Piece ARCs. Everybody liked the One Piece ARCs. Like there was no ARCs that we put in like a bad tier, I think, at the end of the day. Right? Like the worst stuff was like, oh, that wasn't my favorite arc, essentially. So I think we're going to have a similar problem with the flashbacks. I think everybody just likes a lot of these flashbacks. So I think a lot of it's going to be skewed toward like S and A. And then we're not going to, I don't know what this, I didn't make this tier list, right? This is a pre-made template. So I don't know what Munez means. I don't know what it means. All right, let's take a look. Why isn't it loading? Oh, it's supposed to hit results. It's been a while since we've done them, right? There we go. Right? So this is the type of atmosphere that we want to foster in the stream, right? A sense of fairness, justice, right? So I'm glad to see that people voted in this fashion. So I think this is a potential to be the best tier list yet. Let's get started. Now, the tricky part is how we're going to label things. How many? It's not rigged. There were multiple options. You guys saw it. There were multiple options. There were several options. I gave you guys multiple options. No, DidZX says do not vote. No, you have to vote. Use your vote. You have a voice. Come on, guys. You gotta vote. No matter if you don't like the options, you gotta use your voice. That's your way of that's your way of exercising your rights to vote. So, I don't know. I think no matter what, you should always vote. To start with, how do we want to label these? How do we want to label these? Because I never like SABC. Ahmed Booz is spreading propaganda. Yeah, how do we want to vote? SABC. Okay, let's just say the best stuff. Or no, what do we say? I don't like saying God tier. That stuff is very cringe to me. Good thing we have that word in our, English language now. It's been popularized. S means coolest. Oh, the pirate here says Yonko, All-Star, etc. Yeah, I like the makes me cry tier. I'm gonna say makes me cry. But what if it makes all? What if what if all of these make you cry? I don't want to put some. Like something can make me cry, but they don't make you cry. Let's say, the best. S for saddest. S good falling downstairs tier. Yeah, we'll get to that one. I'll just say master. I don't know what the word is. What's the word? What if the flashback isn't sad? Yeah, like how are you guys gonna vote for Roger's? Why did they put a different flashback for Odin and Roger? I don't know. I didn't select this. Okay, how about we start with S? No, it's so hard. The best of the best. Let's say this. The best of the best. Real good. Fine. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Why is it not caps lock? Okay. Meh. / forgettable. There we go. Yeah, no, let's say forgettable. How about forgettable? I think forgettable makes sense. And we're just going to get rid of this one that says Monez. I don't know what the hell this is. Or law. Last one should be useless. I don't think there's any useless flashbacks. Maybe Chocho. Alright, I think 4. How about 4? Is 4 fine? 4 is fine. Maybe we add another tier as we go along. Let's find out. No, it's not scuffed. Nothing is scuffed. Guys, scuffed is so dumb. I can't even begin to explain how stupid scuffed is. Alright. So, very, very straightforward start. Shushu, not Chocho. I don't know, man. I just look at the spelling. It's Chocho. It's just Chocho, all right? Justin Holland says best present foundation. I don't even know what that means. What are you talking about? What's best present foundation? What does no shot mean, says the pirate hero? It basically means no way, but a little bit different. Daniel Ramirez Cruz, thanks for a lot. It's pronounced Laftel Morgan, not Raftel. I know, but Raftel is cooler. I know how these things are actually pronounced, but it's just Raftel is like we called it Raftel. Listen, I have followed One Piece since I was in 3rd grade. Okay? So I've been calling it Raftel for longer than many of you have been alive. Okay? So just because some chapter came out that says, well, actually it's Laftel, that's not going to get that, like, word association or, like, you know, that phrase removed from my memory. Like, I'm not suddenly, like, if something suddenly came out and was like, actually, his name's not Zoro, it's Zolo this entire time, I'm not going to fucking call him Zolo from here on. You understand? Like, it's just, I've followed it too long, okay? It's Raftel in my mind. Yes, technically it's Laftel, but I don't care. You can call it Laftel. But you have to understand that for me, it's Raftel, okay? Right? Okay. So, let's start with the Luffy flashback. How do we feel about Luffy's flashback? This is not the ASL flashback. All right, Boomer Morge. Yeah, that was an extremely boomer take. Imagine if I'd said that about like some serious social issue. So, but this is just a One Piece fictional location, so it's okay to have a boomer take for certain things. All right. Okay. I'm seeing a lot for okay. I think it's very okay. It's definitely not forgettable. We're not gonna forget that, right? But it's by definition okay. Best of the best? No, come on. I don't think this needs a vote. I'm seeing a lot of okays. I'm on board with that. Now, the Zoro flashback. How do we feel about the Zoro flashback? Because I'm in the... No, you know what? It's not forgettable. It's just meh. Because none of these are forgettable, right? Like, how are you going to forget... Like, I guess Gaimon's is maybe forgettable, but to me, none of these are forgettable. Yeah, right? Like, okay, is Zoro's flashback okay or meh? Because I want to put it in meh. You guys are pushing hard for okay. I'm telling you, this is just how it's going to turn out. Even the worst flashbacks are just going to fall under okay. I'm putting Chocho in man. That's an executive decision, all right? This is an executive decision. Chocho's going in meh. Yeah, right? Okay, we're good with that. Okay in the animes, meh in the manga, says potential pizza. Yeah, let's go by manga definitions, okay? Manga definitions. By the way, fun fact, for the longest time, I said manga, but I changed it because I was in the One Piece community long enough and people bullied me into changing it to manga. So that stuff happens. So if you really don't like me saying Raftel, you can make me change. It just takes a lot of harassment and bullying. So you've still got a long ways to go, though. Right now, I still feel comfortable saying Raftel. So it'll be a while before I switch over to Laftel, if ever. Miguel Clatara, thanks a lot. Can't stay for the stream today. I am sorry, man. Here's my next installment for the paid mod program. This is my vote for Law's Flashback top tier. See you later. Thank you very much, Miguel, but I can promise you this right now. Law's Flashback is not making it to top tier. That's a little preview of when we get to the later stages of these flashback tier lists, tier rankings, but Law's Flashback is not making it to the top tier, and that is a guarantee. I just want to see if that pulls out some very... yeah, that got the reactions going. You know what's funny? I don't even see Law's Flashback here. Where is it? I didn't make this, by the way. Again, I didn't make this, but Law's Flashback is top tier, though. Yeah, we'll see about that when we get there. But is this it? Is this the Law Flashback? I guess it's wrapped with the Doflamingo flashback. Look, I'm not going to put in an okay. I'm not going to put in an okay. Don't worry about it. Don't worry. We'll get there when we get there. You guys are freaking out over something that hasn't even happened yet. Someone was pushing for boob tier. I don't know what that means. Is that going to be better? Like, is that really good? Or is that really bad? Like, how do you want it to be? Yeah, straw poll. Let's incorporate some straw polls. Is this just Buggy's flashback? I'm putting Buggy's flashback in May. If I gave it to you guys to vote, then you guys... And I'm putting Kiro's flashback in May. Listen, we're going to get to the good flashback soon. So, how about we do Usopp's flashback, huh? Ahmed Booth says more just law hater, period. No, I'm not a law hater. I'm just not a law supporter. I suppose. All right, let's do the Usopp flashback. Because Usopp flashback is actually really sad. But it's so short that I don't know if it affects people that much. Best. Oh, at least 2 options are required. Good. Okay. Meh. Usopp is okay? Yeah, I don't know how you guys will feel about this one. I think this one I thought was good, but I think it's one that maybe a lot of other people don't think is good. I mean, it's actually so short, you can't even call it a flashback. I don't know why I like the Usopp flashback. It just felt sad. It was like 4 panels, maybe 7 panels or something like that. Maybe a page and a half. Usopp, oh, well, it says Usopp's flashback is just my mom is dead. That's actually no. I thought it was sad that he was waiting for his dad to come back and he lied to his mom that his dad was coming back. I don't know. Something was sad about that. I think more so the fact that that seemed to be the point that spawned off Usopp lying every day. I think that's basically it. Also, how did Usopp survive? His mom died when he was like 8 years old. How did Usopp grow to become like a... Eichel Trade says, Morge's favorite character must be Tyrant Kuma. How did Usopp survive and grow up to be like an adult? How did he get to be like 17 years old when we first met him? Like, no one in the town likes him. That's clearly established. No one in the town likes him. I don't think Kaya was allowed to like donate funds to him because, Klahadore was so mean. I mean, that's not true. The townspeople did like Usopp, I guess. But was he basically, like, inside, underneath the surface, they all liked Usopp, right? That was established by the end. But how did he survive till then? He didn't have thieving skills like Nami. I don't think the townspeople would have liked him if he stole a bunch. Did he live off of, like, did he have to beg? Did he live off of people's kindness, I guess? I think the village raised him. Yeah, Jacob Regola says, I think the village raised him. That sounds nicer than, I guess, the way I was framing it. Because Usopp has a house and everything. Like, he lives in a place, and he has a lot of possessions, as we saw when he tried to exit his house and he couldn't fit through the door. So, I don't know. I guess, yeah, maybe he just worked odd jobs and stuff like that. Yeah, they're not going to let it. I guess I had a very cynical view of it, which is just like, yeah, doesn't Usopp just die now because his mom died, so he has no source of income, and obviously the village won't help him? But obviously the village would help him. I don't know why I went down this route of like, oh, I guess he just dies. So, I don't know. Blitzo 6. Okay, I was just like, how's Blitzo 6 getting away with this? Like, he spammed the shit out of chat. I was like, normally you don't see that. I think normally someone would come in and taught him a lesson or two. I was just shocked to see he got away with it for so long. Nothing on them. I'm not saying like, oh, you guys should have caught him earlier or something. I just looked up. I was like, oh, this is the first time I've seen like continuous spamming a little bit. Kaya Sugar Mommy. Yeah, I guess that was basically it. So let's see how he ended up. It is still sad, of course. Okay is the winner. Yeah, okay is the winner. I'm gonna throw it in okay. Gaimon, I'm throwing this in meh. HJK says, you dissing us, Morge? I forgot that the mods and I don't have a good relationship at the moment. It's probably irreparably damaged. But we'll try and coexist for the future. For the future of the streams. What do you mean best of... No, I'm not... Guys, Gaimon's practically deserves its own tier. Morge the Heartless Tyrant says potential pizza. Gaimon's practically deserves its own tier. Easily the worst flashback in the series. Actually, you guys want to do a quick vote on what's the worst so far? Let's do a quick vote on what's the worst so far. So we got Chocho, Buggy, Kuro, and Gaimon. Kuro's was actually a dope flashback. I'm bumping that one up. That's my bad. Kuro's was actually a really cool flashback. Compare the backstories of Kuro the villain to Buggy the villain. Buggy's backstory was literally that he accidentally ate a fruit because he stored it in his mouth. And then compare that to Kuro's backstory, which was that he wanted to quit the life of being a pirate, so he murdered, I think, 50 people. I believe it was 50 people in cold blood, and then staged his own capture, and then disappeared silently into the night. Kuro's flashback is actually pretty cool. Pretty cool. Compare that to, like, Don Krieg, who didn't even get a flashback. And then compare that to Buggy's, who just had a joke flashback. Alright, so right now we got Chocho, Buggy, and Gaimon. Let's see who's got the worst flashback so far. Cho. I think that's basically how you spell it. Buggy. Someone told me it's Shushu, but I've seen different spellings for all of these things. You know what I mean? Cho, Buggy, and who's the other one? Gaimon. Princess Taco says Moth is a dictator. I don't know who Moth is, but he doesn't sound like a good guy. Thank guys, you guys have me instead of that Moth guy. Whoever the hell that is. Oh wait, I looked at results too early. We'll look at it later. Princess Taco says Choo Choo. Yeah, so I got it close enough. It's somewhere in the middle. Zoro had the worst one, says Bucks. Zoro, I think for the standards of what... You could make a decent argument that for the standards of what Zoro's character is, basically the second most important character in One Piece, for the standards of who Zoro is, he probably has the worst flashback in the series. Probably the worst. Consider it, because you gotta judge it relative to the character, right? So Zoro's is probably the worst. But... yeah, the Pirate Hero, that's a good point. Zoro might get DLC, though. If the raid fails, we have a lot of time for Zoro DLC. You know, Zoro DLC flashback. In the anime, they pronounce it Shushu. Okay, I'll keep that in mind then. Gotta refresh this? Let me take a look. Gaimon has the worst flashback so far. It's decided. Really tight between Shushu and Buggy. I will say Shushu from now on. Alright, I think Sanji has a good flashback. Let me see how good you guys think his flashback is. This is an interesting one. I think this is the first interesting one so far. I think with the tier list, lots of times we gotta get through some, like, options before we get to the interesting ones. Matty Wolf B says, who the F is Shushu? Exactly. Most people do not remember that character. Fun fact, he now owns his own dog store, I think. I might be wrong about that. But I'm pretty sure in the cover story that we got after Enies Lobby, we got a Shushu little cover story. First Sanji flashback. Sanji flashback number 1. Sanji flashback number 1, not Sanji flashback number 2. Keep in mind where we're at in the story, so it's the Baratier flashback. No, it's the first flashback. First flashback. Stop asking this. It's the first flashback. How are you still asking this? There's no way the stream is this far behind me. It's the first flashback. Andy Zhang says, does anyone remember the specific theory video of Raid failing, leaving the Zoro leaving? Can't find it anymore. I mean, I would never say something like that, but if I had to guess, then maybe Joy Boy said something like that. Because I think Joy Boy's been on the Zoro will leave train at some point. So I don't know. Oh, now you think you're funny asking if it's the first or second flashback. That's hilarious. Let's see what you picked. Good. That's where I'd put it too. I would say it's a real good flashback. We're on the same page, guys. Oh, the Nami flashback. Okay. For fun, we're going to do the voting for the Nami flashback. But please understand, this is purely for fun. There is only one correct option in my mind for the Nami flashback. Someone said meh for the Nami flashback. That breaks my heart. Your response breaks my heart, but then, of course, so does the Nami flashback. Yeah, Nami's makes me cry. That's 100%. Mochi Man says Morge is a Nami fanboy. Fun fact, on Reddit, so on the One Piece Reddit, you have flares next to your name, right? So you have flares next to your name. If you like Luffy, you can have a Luffy flare next to your name. If you like Zoro, you can have a Zoro flare. If you like Sanji, you can have a Sanji flare, etc., etc. My flare on the One Piece Reddit was a Nami flare for the majority of the time. Partly because, one, of course, I like the character a lot. Two, I felt like she was underrepresented in terms of flares on the One Piece Reddit, so someone had to rep a Nami flare. Alright, let's see. Let's see what you cold-hearted bastards picked. Alright, there we go. Best. And we're going to vote for the best flashback at the end of the day. So, we are going to vote for the best flashback at the end of the day. I'm very interested to see how that pans out. But, we'll get there when we get there. Ooh, are you kidding? Are you kidding? Look at this. So we had the Nami flashback, and the next flashback is the Chopper flashback. Is this a joke? Did Oda just deliver 2 flashbacks like that, back to back? I didn't even realize that those were that close in proximity to one another. Does the Nami flashback and then follows it up with the Chopper flashback. Who does Oda think he is? You can't just do that. That's insane. Trying to get people to quit your series making things so sad. Just put it in best. Yeah, I should just put it in best. I'm going to be very curious to see how the best flashback, how the final poll goes. The final poll is going to be really, really cool to see. Because there's just so much, I don't know, there's so many ways that it can go, in my opinion. Like, there are some, and I think a lot has to do with if you're an anime viewer or if you're a manga reader. You know what I mean? I think some of these flashbacks, in my opinion, that I got first in the, yeah, that's very, very high. 71% have it in best. 5 people voted for it in meh. That is very interesting. Hey, if you voted for it in meh, can you actually, like, type in your reason? Let me see if I can find someone who voted it in meh. I'm just, like, interested. If you're one of the meh voters, let's see if we can see one of your responses in there. Alexander Sazares says, am I late? What do you think, man? Do you think that I just started this stream with, like... do you think I started this stream with, like, a dozen of these already in place? And that's just how I chose to start it, and you walked in right on time, and I was like, alright, we're going to start with, this is our starting, like, 12. And then from here on, we're actually going to begin the stream and begin voting and begin picking. Yes, you're late. Pervert Camel says ban all 5 of them. Yeah, man, I'm trying. If only we could find them. Divine Madness says, I voted meh because of lack of boob. Okay, that makes sense. OMG cyberbully. I'm not cyberbullying him. I'm, what's the word? No, I guess cyberbullying is right? Yeah, you were late, man. You were late. Weeb Access says Chopper is overhyped. Damn, Blitzo6 is going off. I kind of want to see what he was saying. What was he saying? I don't know what he was saying. Cyber harasser? Whoa. I don't want to fall into the category of cyber harasser. That's like a whole step up. Divine Madness is I was trolling, LMAO. So who's the cyber bully now, huh? Come into my stream, troll me. Huh? I was the victim all along. Okay, so, I don't know why we paused here for so long. I literally can't... Oh, this is the Vivi flashback. Vivi flashback, that's tricky. Alright, let's throw that in. Vivi's flashback was not... So, Vivi's flashback was different because it's not an emotional flashback. But it's not meant to be. It was very much just a background context flashback, and then the hard-hitting moment was when we flash back to the present, flash forward to the present, and find out the... Like, the tragedy of Vivi's flashback is really what's happening in the present day. You know what I mean? So, seeing them as kids, seeing the nation in a more idyllic time, seeing Vivi's relationship with Koza, all of that in a more innocent light, and then flash forward to the modern day where, you know, these little kids are now basically fighting for the fate of the country on different sides. The much more innocent relationships, even just the king and Koza when Koza was a kid. I really like that. When Koza was a kid and was talking back to the king and, like, holding the king accountable for things, and at first it didn't really matter because he's a kid, and then you see that grows up, and at first the king was commending him for it, and I'm sure he was, like, he still had respect for Koza even as an adult. But then you see that sort of mentality and what it turns into with Koza as an adult. And it is justified in a sense, but it just, I don't know, there's a certain... It just hit hard, seeing Koza as a rebel leader basically going to war, ready to put thousands of lives on the line and everything like that. and then flashing back to his much simpler relationship with the king and how it was the same, even as a child. I don't know. There was a lot to the Koza Vivi flashback that I liked a lot, for the context that it gave the modern day arc. Like, it frames everything in the modern day into such a more emotionally moving context. So context a couple times, but you guys get what I'm saying. Okay. Oh man, despite everything I said, it's just okay. That's fair. I can't. It's gotta land here with the stairs. Come on, guys, don't do me like it's gotta be here with the stairs. The stairs flashback. I said all that. Chronosity says, why is Gaimon in meh? Chronosity, fun fact, Gaimon's was literally voted the worst flashback in the entire series not long ago. It was literally voted the worst flashback in the series. I put these three into a poll, and Gaimon won by a landslide, which actually suggests that there maybe should be another tier even below meh that Gaimon belongs in. Harrison T. Otto, thanks a lot. Just wanted to show Shushu love, best dog. Is Shushu even the best dog in One Piece? Is Shushu the best dog in One Piece? Let's think. Do we have a lot of dogs in One Piece? I don't think we have. You could count Chopper. Chopper's a raccoon dog. Eric X says, if the raid fails, Morge will be insufferable. Yeah. You guys should hope the raid doesn't fail. If the raid fails, you're going to be dealing with the worst person in the world. If the raid fails, I'm going to hate me once the raid fails. Or if the raid fails. If the raid fails, I'm going to be the most hated person in the One Piece community. By far. If the raid doesn't fail, I'll be the most mocked person in the One Piece community. That's so messed up. If the raid doesn't fail, no matter what, I'm kind of screwed, right? So if the raid doesn't fail... Oh, Inuarashi is a dog. Okay, wait, let's throw this into the poll. All right, give me some dog names. We're going to vote on the best dog in One Piece, all right? Best dog. We could have done a dog tier list. Wait, let's put Shosho first, because he came first. Then we got Inuarashi. I don't really want to put Chopper. Let's try and put... Oh, Akainu. We could put Akainu. No, come on. Let's put real dogs. Oh, Wanda. Wanda's a dog. There we go. Lasso. Lasso's a dog. Lasso. I don't really want to put Akainu or Garp. Jabra. No. Let's go for real dogs. Real dogs. Onimaru. Onimaru's a dog. Onimaru. Hey, I talked about this, right? The Shushu story is the same as the Onimaru story, right? They're both stories about loyalty, both stories about dogs. I talked about this. I swear I've talked about this in a past video. I think I talked about this all the way going back to maybe Act 2 review, something along those lines. Maybe... No, he counts. Onimaru counts. Yeah, we got Dogstorm. Cerberus. Komachio. Yeah, got Komachio. Don't worry about it. I think we got everybody. I'm not going to count Jabura. Dalmatian. No. Holy. Yeah, we got Holy. Oh, this is a great list. Holy. A fox is close enough. In fact, look at the Cerberus. If you want to count the Cerberus, then you have to count Onimaru. Because if you remember the Cerberus, it was 2 heads a dog and 1 head a fox. So we're already stretching it with the Cerberus. So if you want the Cerberus, you have to count Onimaru. Fake Chopper. Justin Holland, thanks a lot. If it doesn't fail fully, you'll be human. I'm not going to put Fake Chopper because people will pick that as the meme pick. I guess all of this whole question is a meme question, isn't it? All right, then I'll throw in Fake Chopper. Long Dog, yeah, from Long Ring Long Land. Long Dog. Minnow Chihuahua. Aren't we stretching a little bit with Minnow Chihuahua? We're not going to do zone users. Let's not do zone users. No zone users. Leave out the foxes. Do you want me to leave out the Cerberus then? The Caraberus? No. Mr. Four's Dog. Yeah, we already got that. Mr. Four's dog is Lasso. I'll put that in case people don't know. Mr. Four's dog. This is good enough. All right, let's run with this. Kuma. Kuma's not a dog. Not even based off a dog. All right. This is the type of quality content that you tuned into a best flashback stream for. Chaka. Oh, no, no, no. We decided no. We decided no. What do you call? No zone users, right? So no zone users. I don't know why I counted Onimaru. I just felt like he had to count. So as I was saying, so if the raid fails, I'm screwed either way, which really sucks because, or no, either way, right? So if it fails or doesn't fail. So if it doesn't fail, then I'll be the most mocked person in the One Piece community, right? If it does fail, I will become so obnoxious I'll be the most hated person in the One Piece community. So either I'm the most mocked person in the One Piece community, or I'm the most hated person in the One Piece community. So either way, I lose. So I've pretty much set myself, like, forget the raid, I've set myself up for failure. This is a tough situation. No matter what, whatever happens with the raid, it'll be the end of my career, my reputation as you all know it. Red Hair Days, thanks a lot. Lasso isn't the best dog, he's the best gun. He is a gun that ate the dog fruit. I messed up, didn't I? Right? Is he a gun? He's a gun that ate the dog fruit, and I said that no zones allowed, but I picked... No, because he's more dog than gun, if we're being honest, right? Sanji Zombie is a dog. Sanji Zombie is a dog? Isn't he a penguin? Was he a penguin? Thanks, Brandon King. Isn't he a... Oh, no, you're right? Like, they dressed up a Sanji... I don't remember. I think it was a penguin. I thought it was a penguin. Stop the count as SSB. All right, I'll stop the count just for you as SSB. Let's see the results. Chocho won after... No, sorry. No, guys, so... you did that. Oh, man. All right. I Look at this. Look at this. So, okay, all I'm saying, I feel like this is a reflection on something. The scabbards that have been the highlight, the main characters essentially of Wano this entire time, the scabbards. Who, the people that tell me that Wano is really good, right, they tell me that the scabbards are actually great characters and that we all love them a lot. So then why is it that Inuarashi lost in a poll just now to a fucking dog from Orange Town? Half of you did not remember his backstory or his name. Most of you probably don't know what he's doing at the moment. He was in like 4 chapters. He did fight the lion. That's true. But I'm just saying, guys, Inuarashi is a main character in the story at the moment. He's a main character in the story at the moment. Alright? Like, I don't know what to tell you. Inuarashi's like a big deal right now. He's fighting Jack. He's about to fight a commander. He's gonna get probably... I don't know. Alright. That's interesting to me. We've got... I'm interested to see how this one goes. Well, actually, I'm fun. Sorry, one more fun poll. I'm gonna do one more fun poll. I'm interested. These favorite. Actually, no. Let's do a Scabbards poll. I just want to do a Scabbards poll real quick. Kinemon. Hey, yeah, guys, like the stream. Like the stream. Can you guys like the stream for me? I would really appreciate that. Like the stream, and I don't know. I'll do something. If we get, how many likes are there? I'm not really checking the stream right now. If we get to 1 million likes, then I will do a backflip. If we get to something more realistic, like, I don't know, 1,000 likes. Yeah, if we get to like 1,000 likes, I don't know if we can do that. If we get to like 1,000 likes, I'll, HK says Bollywood dance. Don't know about that. Ashura Doji, Kiku. Ashura Doji, Kiku. Denjiro. Rizo, is this the 9? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Who am I missing? Kinemon, Inuarashi, Nekomamushi, Ashura Doji, Kiku, Denjiro, Rizo. I mean, I'm missing Kanjo, but I'm not going to count him. I'm going to throw Shinobu in there because Shinobu, in my mind, was brought into the fold. I'm missing Kawamatsu. I think Shinobu was essentially brought into the fold as a scabbard by... what was that chapter? During the battle against Kaido initially. right? Initially. The first battle with Kaido that Odin and the Scabbards had, right, where Odin gave him the scar and everything like that. To me, that was them essentially telling Shinobu that you're one of us now, if I remember. The Pirate Hero, thanks a lot. I'd say when Shushu was in the story, he had more relative focus compared to Inuarashi now. Also, the real failure was no Shushu vote. Are you guys gonna vote Shushu higher? I'm not gonna vote him higher. Look, I get that, but Inuarashi, you guys got to keep in mind, we had a full arc focused on him and Nekomamushi and Zou. I guarantee you there was no, like, the amount of focus that we've had literal chapters called Inuarashi, Duke Dogstorm, right? We've spent chapters just talking to that character, just getting his backstory. No, there's no way. We have had way more focus, even just in terms of Zou. Just in Zou, we had more focus in Zou than we did in Shushu and Orangetown, and then since then, we've had way more time with Inuarashi than Shushu. That's all I'm saying. Oh, okay. Owen Sovgiot says Shushu is the better dog, not character. Okay, I'm on board with that. If that's the explanation. If you guys like Shushu better as the dog, who's a better dog? I think Shushu is probably the best dog in the story. Onimaru is a really good dog too, but Onimaru is technically a fox. But Onimaru and Shushu, by the way, same story. Same fucking story. Not in a bad way. I think it's really, really cool. I think that, actually, if anything, it's more likely Oda came up with the story for Onimaru first, and then wrote a similar little story in for Shushu way back at the beginning of the story. I really, really like the Onimaru flashback. It's actually one of my favorite flashbacks. Just because, I don't know, it feels very different. I'll expand on that when we get to it. So, if we're talking about who is the best dog, I get it. Shushu is probably the best dog in the series. Let's see the results. Kinemon. Yeah, I'm on board. Kinemon is my favorite Scabbard. Kinemon is my favorite Scabbard by far. For a while, it was Ashura Doji. I think this makes sense. I thought people liked Izzo a little better than I expected, but this kind of just makes sense. Yeah, makes sense. I like Kinemon a lot. I genuinely like Kinemon a lot. He is one of... Out of the good guys in Wano who are not the Straw Hats, I think Kinemon... Not the Straw Hats aren't pirates. Basically, like the Wano citizens in general, Kinemon is my favorite character. Fun fact, Momonosuke is my second favorite of the Wano citizens. I like Momonosuke and Kinemon a lot more now. So Kinemon and Momonosuke have grown on me significantly. Momonosuke especially recently. Same with Kinemon, I guess, recently. Then beyond that, Denjiro. Yep, I'm on board with Denjiro. Nekomamushi I loved during Zou. I just felt like he didn't get as much... I don't know, I think he had a little more endearing scenes in Zou, and, I guess in Wano, just naturally, by consequence of the way the arc is, he blends a little more into the ensemble, the background. Kawamatsu, Ashura Doji I really liked. I wish we got more time with Ashura Doji to kind of... I don't think he's dead, but I'm just saying, like, I hope we get more time with Ashura Doji as an individual. Matthew says Momo's still trash, in my opinion. I like Momo, guys. I like Momo. I don't know about you guys. Hey, yeah, wait, let's do this. One more poll before we get back into the main polls. Momonosuke opinion. I guess yay or nay. Not for whether he's gonna like join the crew or anything like that. Just how do you guys feel about Momonosuke right now? All right, okay, no. Let me do this a little better. Yay, meh, nay. So you're allowed to be neutral. I'm actually trying to get, kind of a feeling thermometer going here. And then we'll get back into the flashbacks. A lot of people don't like Momo at all. Papa Murphy 99678 says, okay, so people still don't like Momo because he's too perverted. I get that. I get that. It's just that I feel like it's just not a big part of his character at the moment. I think Oda just needed a gag for him for a while, and so that's kind of what he ran with. Brother E, thanks a lot. Hey, Morge, I posted a theory about Kaido's flashback on the One Piece Reddit. It's called Kaido's Backstory and Knowledge of Joy Boy. Hope you can check it out. I might get to it. Is it one of the top posts on Reddit? Not saying it has to be a top post for it to be, for me to be invested in it. I'm saying, how easy is it to find? Backstory and Knowledge of Joy Boy. I could check it out. If I check it out, then I don't know. I probably won't message you or anything about it. But maybe if you comment below, not a super chat or anything like that, but comment below like the gist of it, I'm sure I'll be able to see what your next comment is. Maybe pique the interest. Maybe get some more people to check it out. Hey, yeah, wait, can some people go check out his theory real quick and then report back? Justin Holland, thanks a lot. Actually, no, don't leave the stream. Check it out later. Or you could check it out now. I guess you have the ability to open multiple tabs. It is 2021. Justin Holland, do you think we'll see I'm not taking my eyes off you moment in Luffy versus Kaido round 3? I think that is practically a necessity because of the way that things have been set up with Kaido and what Kaido threatens, which is I do think that we are set up based on stuff from Enies Lobby and from Thriller Bark and just the fact that Kaido, we know for a fact that he kills Cruz and has gone after Cruz in the past. Just based on those facts, I really, 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 really hope that we get a scenario where Luffy has to... I've said this before. So, I hope that we get a scenario where the Straw Hats have to protect Luffy from Kaido. Okay, because I think that has been set up to a degree. That the Straw Hats have to stand and protect Luffy against Kaido for a bit. And then I hope that we get to see Luffy protecting the Straw Hats from Kaido. Okay, so I think that that's a very important idea that but would be very, very fitting to take place in this arc, and we have never really seen both those things play out at once. Okay, so in Enies Lobby, it was a lot about Luffy, his burdens as a captain. Again, the line that you just brought up, him telling Lucci, I'm not going to take my eyes off you, otherwise you're going to go attack my crew. We even saw that threatened towards the end with the Luffy, Usopp scene, right? Then Thriller Bark was the Straw Hats basically holding Luffy up, as not just during the Oars fight and everything, but especially during the entire Kuma scenario, and that was where Kuma was pointing out, and it was made clear to us that Luffy has really, really strong subordinates who are going to protect him. Even if they're not physically strong enough, they're going to protect him however they can. So I really hope that all comes together with Kaido, because again, this arc, so much has been made out of Oden and the Scabbards relationship, how the Scabbards kind of fell short for Oden, how Oden was able to hold up the Scabbards, everything like that. I really, really hope we see both worlds where we see the Straw Hats have to protect Luffy from Kaido for a period of time. Maybe Luffy is tired from Gear 4, something like that. Hold on. My dog is doing some stuff. I really hope that the Straw Hats have to protect Luffy from Kaido first, and then after that, Luffy has to protect the Straw Hats from Kaido. That's something I really, really want out of the final fight. Besides that, anything goes. All right, let's take a look. Okay, we got 50% of people on board with Momonosuke. That's cool. It's good to see. Shadowkage97 says, bro, you read manga? No. I would never do that. I mostly just guess at current events and hope that they line up with whatever's happening in that series at the moment, but I actually have no clue what the hell's going on in the manga. I'm a wiki reader for the most part. No, we're not talking about the dog. Shadowkage97 says, so I shouldn't spoiler. No, I'm joking. We're all manga readers here. We're all caught up. We're all manga readers here. We're all caught up. Yeah. Skypiea flashback. Let's do a vote on this. I'll call it I guess, Nolan flashback. Could call it the Skypiea flashback. Best. Good. Okay. Meh. Best doesn't mean it's literally the single best flashback. It's just among the best flashbacks. So, for example, right now we got Bellemere and Chopper. I'm just going to make this tier best flashbacks so people don't get confused, because we will be doing a poll for the best of the best flashback at the end of the day. Carried the arc? I would agree it was definitely the highlight of the arc. I would definitely agree it was the highlight of the arc. I'm just going to go ahead and check the results because I think I know what they're going to be. Oh, what? I'm going to give it a little longer. So it sounds like you guys are actually somewhat split on it. I'm just reading the comments at the moment. I'm kind of interested in a lot of because I'm seeing a lot of best here, but then I'm also seeing traces of overrated. I'm seeing more comments here that are supporting best, but the votes don't seem to line up, so maybe people are afraid to say it's not that good. Good, meh, good. Someone says Skype has a fever dream. See, now people are saying good. I feel like sometimes people just like word association. When I say some stuff, I'm like, oh, I'm seeing people say it's good. Then everyone starts typing good. When I say, oh, I'm seeing people say it's best, then I see people saying, oh, best, 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 top tier. All right, let's take another look. Another look-see. It's tight. I think here's the reality of it. So 44% said best, but that means that the majority, so that means that 56% of people believe it should be good or lower, right? So by majority rules, I have to put it under good, which I don't agree with. I'll give it the extra bump. I'm going to give it the bump, right? I'm going to give it the Morge bump. That's fair. Elias says make another tier. Elias is a big-brained thinker. What if I made another tier? If I made another tier, where would I... I put it in best. I put it in best. Yeah, it's best. It's best, all right? If I made another tier, where would that tier be? Do you think I need another tier at the bottom? Around here? Or and tier above this tier? What do you want from me? How about we do this? So we've got real good, right? I think we need one more tier. You might be right. Because I can already think of some flashbacks that I don't think I'd put here, but I would put... It's hard. We'll get to it later. We'll get God of Gods tier. If we do God of Gods tier, then I'm still going to move Nami and Chopper right up there. All right? So, great tier above real good. Yeah, fine. Let's do that. Great tier. Let's do great tier. I'll make it green. And then... Oh, no. I just made a bunch of new ones, didn't I? That's cool. Great. Great. Okay. All right. I want to change the color. What color do we make this? Blue. All right. Great. Great. And then I'm going to bump this down here. How about that? How about that? And then this can just be good instead of real good. How about that? How about that? We like that. And then, can I move Vivi up? Am I allowed to move Vivi up? Can I move Vivi up now? Now that we've got more tiers? Can I move Vivi up? So right now, for the record, Vivi isn't okay. All right? Can I move Vivi up? This is a simple yes or no. It's not really complicated. Kind of just, it's very straightforward. What do you mean? What? No, we're not moving Luffy's up. Luffy's belongs where it belongs. DidZXO says I'm leaving the stream. No, Didzy. Don't leave. What do you want? What's your vote? We'll count it as 2. Didzy's vote counts as 2 for everyone. All right? Keep that in mind. Luffy should be moved up more? No. Why? Why do we have to move? You want to bump Sanji? Okay, so if you guys understand, so if we bump Sanji up, I'll get to you in a second, Kushin Makurji. If we move Sanji up, then look, morons, then we've got nothing in good, in which case there was no reason to make another tier. So why would I move Sanji up? Sanji is the only thing at this moment in time that justifies there being 5 different tiers. If we move Sanji up, then we're back to 4 tiers. Or we're at 5 tiers with 1 tier just being empty. Does that make any sense? No. So think about that while I respond to Kushin Makurji's dumbass question, because it's going to be, if Shanks has dementia, will he have no flashback? Yes, Kushin. Yes, if Shanks has dementia, then he would not have a flashback. Nolan deserves less. See, this is why I can't make another tier in the middle of the tier list, because then it throws off, then we have to revote everything. The only things that we all agree on are that these 2 should be here, and that this should be in great, right? I think those are the things that most of us agree on. Now, everything else here is in flux. I just want to know if we're moving Vivi up. Let's find out. No! So the one thing I want to move, we don't even get to move. That's cool. Alright. Great. Then we're running with this, and we're not changing it anymore, alright? If Vivi doesn't get to move up, no one moves up. This is just spite. You guys are just being spiteful. Alright, Frankie. How about Frankie? How about Frankie? How about Frankie? How about Frankie? This is a great one. This is a great option. Very interested in seeing where Frankie lands. Great, good. What were the other options? Okay, meh. All right. Should have just started with 5. I think that's going to be the new rule of thumb. We're just always going to try and start with 5, and then if we have to change from there, then we change. But I think 4 has almost never worked. You know what I mean? 4 options has almost never worked. I think we've had maybe one stream ever where 4 was the right option. I think Frankie's flashback is the most forgotten flashback in the story. It's very, very sad. It's not just the backstory is sad, but I'm saying it's sad how forgotten it is. Because everything about Frankie in the Water 7 Enies Lobby arc was unfortunately overshadowed by Nico Robin. Because Frankie on his own, if everything was a shorter, tighter arc and we actually just got to spend one island just on Frankie, obviously it's way better the way Oda did it, because Frankie and Robin's stories work really well together, and that was just the perfect arc to flesh both those things out that added many more layers to the arc. Frankie's backstory, the ideas in that feed into Robin's backstory, all perfect, love it. Water 7, Enies Lobby, my favorite thing, favorite storyline, anything ever, okay, get that out of the way. I'm just saying that for Frankie himself, the reality is if we had just gotten to, like, you know, Chopper has this 20-chapter arc just to himself. If Frankie had a single 20-chapter arc just to himself, I guarantee Frankie's flashback would be highly remembered. It's just that it's overshadowed because it takes place so much earlier in the arc as opposed to Robin's, which takes place at the climax. Plus, Robin's flashback is much better, arguably, in my opinion, the best flashback in the series. To me, it's Robin's. But to many people, you know, Robin's is a very, very heartbreaking flashback. It just tops Frankie in so many ways, both in terms of the timing of when it occurs. Like Frankie's, it's still in the early stages of the arc. You know, kind of I wouldn't say the setup stage, because, you know, the ball is really rolling by the time we get to Frankie's flashback, but it is early in the arc when it happens, relatively speaking, early in that whole storyline, compared to Robin's, where it's at a very climactic point. It's from there that all the battles break out. All of the dramatic setup has been made. It's just an explosion of, you know, of action and like a what do you call? It all just snowballs from there, essentially, dramatically, from Robin's flashback. The Pirate Hero, thanks a lot. It's not a sin to exist. Bumps it up a tier easy. Yeah, I mean, but that came... No. That phrasing came specifically, I think, from Frankie himself to Robin in the Sea Train. So I think Tom said things very similar regarding weapons, but Frankie was the one who came up with the whole... Not came up, but first expressed the plain and simple philosophy of it's not a crime just to exist. Christian McCurdy, thanks a lot. Is the voice century just 100 years of tax evasion? Oh man, if Oda's holding out on a juicy story like that, just the 100 years of avoiding taxes, I think we'll all be very satisfied with how One Piece plays out, huh? Don't bump Sanji. Revote. I'm not going to revote Sanji. Sanji is the only thing that justifies this tier existing. If I revote Sanji, then the whole system collapses. The whole system falls apart. Let's see how we feel about Frankie. Great. Yeah, no, I'm on board. I agree with great. Let's throw him up there. Frankie, to me, this is the definition. It's right under here, but it's not quite there. I think it sits perfectly along with Noland and Kalgura's flashback. So are you saying that if I moved Sanji's up here, then we would be happy? So you're... Okay, someone says remove good. So we could remove good, in which case we would just have best, great, and then this huge drop-off to okay and meh. And there's just nothing in between. I'm seeing a cavalcade of no's and yeses. No. Yes. Let me read this super chat while I stew on it. Harrison Tiata, thanks a lot. We should consider putting a cap on future S tiers. Oh, you're saying like how many? That's a good idea. I don't know how many it would be, though. Hi, Morge. Hope Super Frankie 7 says, hi, Morge. Hope you're dope. Sorry, I'm paying for VV in good. Thanks. That's not how that works. If you could just pay for... You don't have to pay for it. I already want VV in good. You don't have to pay to change my mind. I already want it. If I had the power to change VV, then I would. If only I had more power in this world. But I don't. This dirty chat dictates where I have to place things. But not Sanji. Sanji's staying in good. Alright? Certain things are... This is an executive decision. Sanji had such a good flashback, though. What a shame. Luffy to good. Luffy is not going to good. His flashback is not that good. It's good in the context if you know everything that happens after it and what a story that spawned. But the flashback, it's barely better than the stairs flashback as it is. Barely better than the stairs flashback. Also, people forget how good Kuro's flashback was. Kuro was an East Blue villain, a baby little East Blue villain, one of the most minor villains in the series, and he had one of the coldest little flashbacks. Like, one of the most badass little flashbacks out there. But people forget. Robin's flashback. Done. No questions asked. Brooks flashback. Here we go. All right. Brooks flashback. So Brooks flashback is a really interesting one because I think I first read Brooks flashback. Okay? So I did not first watch Brooks flashback. Let me catch this real quick. Paul Bracamonte, thanks a lot. Make a top 5 tier, please. That implies that we don't know if it's going to be a top... Like, what if there's, like, 6 flashbacks that we all agree are, like, tippy top tier? And move Sanjay and Luffy up. All right, drop Luffy from your comment, and maybe we have a conversation. But how do we know if it's going to be top 5 or, like, top 6 or even, like, top 4? Maybe there's 4 flashbacks at the end of the day that are, like, clearly the best that everyone loves. Super Frankie 7, you're still dope, but Frankie is best. Are you kidding me? I didn't... Who... Why are you talking to me like you saw it? You saw the vote. You've been here. You're acting like this chat doesn't exist. You're acting like I just looked at the screen and was like, Frankie, great, done. And now he's just there. You saw what happened. Why are you confused as to why Frankie is not in best? You already know why he's in best. You guys voted for him. That'd be like if we've got the election. I'm not even going to get into that. Red Hair Days, thanks a lot. Morge, Shanks is the only reason I got into One Piece at first. Luffy's flashback deserves good. Red Hair Days, I'm sorry to say, but I don't know how to explain this to you, but we all started with Chapter 1, man. We all started with Chapter 1. Technically, I mean, actually, that's not true. I started a little later, but the majority of I started with an episode in Orangetown, and then kind of went backwards from there and stuff. But the majority of us, we all technically got into One Piece because of that flashback, right? That's how the series starts. So I'm sorry, I'm sympathetic. I feel what you're saying, but like, you know, that's just Chapter 1. That's just how Chapter 1 was. That's like if you know, like, if you're reading Naruto or watching Naruto and you're like, Morge, the first thing I saw was, like, Naruto helping Iruka out against that thief or whatever yeah, man, that's just how the series starts, you know? That's kind of just, that's just what the series begins with. So it begins with Iruka, so that doesn't mean I'm going to put Iruka into top tier characters just because technically he got you into the series. Jeremy Wagner, Law Dofi with Corazon. Yeah, I mean, let's see how it goes. Red Hair Days, thanks for being so understanding. Sorry I roasted you a little bit. I'm just joking. Thank you for being so understanding. Yeah, let's see. Sanji revote. People are pushing for that. Let's just focus on the Princess Taco. Thank you for still paying your weekly tribute. That's a good way to stay on behind. You know, if there ever needs to be a thinning of the mods. Thank you, though. I appreciate it for real. If there ever needs to be a thinning of the mods, then I know the ones that continue to pay their dues. Seymour says AJK, this is what happens when you wanted a corrupt tier list from the beginning. Riots are expected to happen. No, come on, guys. This is what I tried. I swear I tried. Give us our revotes. I swear I tried for this one. For this one, I went with the consensus, right, of starting with 4 tiers. And then eventually we got to a point where it's like, okay, we need a 5th tier, right? So then I made the 5th tier, and I think I literally went by the book of the things that people wanted all the way down. We were at the Skypiea flashback. People were like, no, we need another tier for the Skypiea flashback. So I made that tier for the Skypiea flashback. Shortly afterwards, people were like, hey, no, the Sanji flashback should also be in that tier. So I'm just like, do people not put 2 and 2 together that in that case, we didn't fucking need another tier for this Skypiea flashback. He should have just been in the Sanji tier from the start. So, you know what? Fine. The World Slinger is very demanding. The Word Slinger says, Sanji the Great, also show dog. So that's two things I'm not going to do. Shadi says, move Sanji up or we all leave. Okay, here's how we're going to do it. All right? Here's how we're going to do it. I am going to see how the Brook flashback plays out. What I was saying earlier, before I was rudely interrupted with Sanji revote requests, was that the Brook flashback, I thought in the manga it was a solid flashback. It was a very good flashback in the manga. I would say even a great flashback in the manga. The anime, which I ended up watching the anime of Brook's episode, takes it to a whole new level. Because the music is very important to Brook's flashback, so it's not just the music, but it's also the fact that in the manga, it's all one montage that essentially plays out over one chapter. Right? So it's a full life story that plays out very, very fast. It's not quite as emotionally effective in the manga because it is mostly through a series of like montage images, right? So compared to Nami, Chopper, Robin, we get to spend more time with each character and actually let the scenes play out, extended scenes play out, and extended interactions and everything like that, and really take us into the moment and feel the day that all of the tragic events happen to them. Whereas Brook's flashback, it goes by very quickly. So sad things are happening, and we get a lot of tragic panels, and it's very well executed in the manga for what it is, which is a quick flashback. But it's the anime that really takes it to another level. So I've seen differing opinions. I think a lot of people who are very affected by Brook's flashback were anime viewers first for it. Paul Bracamonte, this list is scuffed, revote Sanji. All right. To get people to stop, and to put an end to the use of the word scuffed, as referring to my streams, we are going to we're going to do a revote for Sanji. But that is the last I want to hear of it. All right, so we're going to do one revote of Sanji. All right, and that is going to dictate the fate of many, many things. Low Excite says, is Trafalgar Law not on the list? I think it's the Doflamingo flashback. It gets mixed in with the Law flashback. Let's just say it's going to be, combine the two flashbacks, I suppose. I don't know why it's not in here. I'm sorry, I didn't create this tier list, all right? So I know we're going to, Law's flashback, it should be here. We all know it should be here. I don't know why it's not here, and I don't know how to edit these, because I didn't make this tier list. Some dude named Soma Buta made this tier list, so blame him. Find Soma Buta, harass him online, cyberbully him, do whatever you guys would normally do, right? Please do not do that. I just thought about what I just said, and I feel like 2% of you maybe... I mean, 5 people said that Chopper's flashback was meh, so I don't know what kind of crazies are lurking in this chat right now. Who knows? Brook. Let's find out real quick. Best. I think that's fair. I'll throw him up there. Best by 51%, so it's very tight, but I will throw Brook up there. That's cool. So, here's the deal, guys. I will revote Sanji, but you have to understand, this is not just a revote for Sanji. This is essentially a revote for what this entire tier list structure is. Because if we revote Sanji and he gets bumped up to great, I have to delete an entire tier from the tier list, which means we can no longer have good as an option. All right? So if I move Sanji up here, then what you're voting for is not just moving Sanji up or down. You're voting to restructure the entire way our society works. You want to recreate the constitution of this tier list. You want to rewrite the whole thing. Okay? So keep that in mind before I give you this Sanji revote. What did Kushin Rakurji say? Probably something off topic. Make me a mod. I promise to use the privilege irresponsibly. Also, on a serious note, overcaffeinated Law with Kid versus Kid with acid reflux. Who wins? I'm going to take Kid, because I usually just take the adjectives out of it and do the scaling like that. So I'm going to take Law versus Kid, I'll take Kid. Also, this is probably the most dangerous mod I've done since Don Quixote D. Joker, so God knows how Kushin Mukherjee is going to act from here on out. The Pirate Hero, what is wrong with an empty tier for now? I mean, the whole list started empty. The Pirate Hero actually bringing in some deep philosophical insights. I had not thought about that. This whole tier list was empty to start with. That is true. But if you think about it, I feel like it's just gonna stay empty. I don't know. See, if I move Sanji, then what's next? You know this. I've talked about this multiple times in the past. But if you give a mouse a cookie, so you guys consider yourself the mouse, right? So you're the mouse in this scenario. And I guess I don't know. I'm a human person who has access to cookies. All right. So, here's the children's story. Here's how it goes. If you give a mouse a cookie, then they ask for more. So if you give a mouse a cookie, they're going to ask for some milk. And if you give a mouse some milk, then they're going to ask for, like, some Ovaltine. That's kind of how the story goes, all right? So you guys are the mouse. If I give you the revote on this, let's say the revote goes poorly and Sanji ends up in great. And now we've got this blank tier list. Well, now you fucking mice are going to want to refill this whole good tier. And you're going to be like, let's move Luffy up. With logic such as, well, the Luffy flashback got me into the story. Because, surprise, surprise, it's the first fucking chapter of the entire story. You understand where I'm coming from? So, I will do the revote for Sanji, but I just want you all to understand. The ramifications. Super Frankie 7, thanks a lot. Bro, Brooke and Best. Skypea plus Frankie, Best, screw Sanji. I don't know what you want from me, Super Frankie 7. I feel like you're just watching this stream without any concept of how the choices are being made. I do a poll, and based on the results of those polls, that is where things are dropped. So, I feel like you have the entire right side of the screen like blurred out or something, and you have me on mute. So all you see is me just randomly dragging and dropping characters into spaces that you don't agree with, and then you comment to let me know that I fucked up. So, I feel like that's Super Frankie 7's experience with this stream. So, let's get to the Sanji revote. And, to avoid further confusion, this is Sanji's backstory number 1. Sanji backstory. Let me clarify, Baratier. Great or good? And those are the two options that you guys are going to get. Is Cushion abusing his powers already? Did my worst nightmare come true? And Sanji won the revote? I mean, did Cushion abuse his mod powers? I'm just looking for an excuse to remove Cushion as mod. Now this channel will end in failure, says Cushion. Oh man, give me a reason, Cushion. Give me one good reason. Please make my day. I would love to permaban Cushion after making him a mod. It'd be hilarious. Zachary says no, he's losing LMAO. No, guys, don't give me spoilers. I don't like getting spoilers on how the votes are going. I like being surprised. Even though I hate the fact that this vote is happening whatsoever, I still want to be surprised by the outcome of the vote. Good to know he's losing, though. Rajesh! No, Rajesh, I hate this because I have a theory in the back of my head that you and Cushion are the same person. You guys are just the same person. So I've made one... Let it be known that Rajesh/Cushion is the only person to have been modded twice. So he has 2 mod accounts in this channel. And now I guess if I ban one of them, then the other will simply rise up in its place. So I guess Rajesh/Cushion, whatever his real name is, has twice the power of any other mod. Rajesh says, wait, what? Yeah, you're a mod now, Rajesh. Go wild. I should have modded Rajesh a long time ago, but I didn't want to because I feel like he's going to abuse the power. But he's paid his dues. Let's see how it goes. Bring back Oof, says Rodrigo Aliaga. Look, Oof was a criminal and a deviant and just not a member of our society, all right? Let's all just be happy that Oof has departed the scene. I'm such a liar because Oof was so great for content. Good. I'm furious right now. I'm absolutely furious. Not because I'm happy that the structure, the integrity of the tier list is maintained, but I'm furious that I had to go through this entire song and dance because I was under the impression that you guys wanted a revote. And look at this. Turns out, no, I was correct. He was exactly where he needed to be from the start. You guys bitched about this for the last 30 minutes, only to have him stay at the exact same place. What the hell? Oswaldo Cortez, Zoro should be in Meh. Not much there. Hashtag Team Stairs. I'm not going to put Zoro in Meh. I think there's a strong argument for Zoro in... Sir Fluffy says do it again. You guys literally voted for him in the same place. It's not even like a really tight vote. This is a 60% clean vote. That's like... it's like a solid win. If this was an election, that would be considered a solid win. Zoro should be in meh considering the magnitude of the character that he actually turned out to become, right? So like if you think about this as like, well, he's the second biggest character in the series, then relative to his status in the story, he's a clear meh. But I mean, I'll give it for okay. I'll keep him in okay just to keep it in okay. Rigged poll. Rigged poll. You guys should be grateful that this poll even went to the ballots in the first place. Good lord. ASL, that's a fun one. How about ASL? I'm not actually a huge fan of the ASL flashback. Red Hair Day says democracy at work. Yeah, man. Best, great, good, okay, meh. Alright, let's rate this poll. Down these stairs is gonna be at Laugh Till though. Oh, I hate that I can see all of Rajesh's comments now because there's a blue wrench next to them. Yeah, see, ASL, I thought it was... Okay, so understand from my perspective. Doubt Standard, thanks a lot. This chat is melting my brain by the minute, bro. Yeah, we've got... I think we've got some extra layers of... I don't know. This one's gone off the rails a little bit. This tier list has definitely gone off the rails a little bit. I think our chat, and I include me in this, right? I think our streams in general, they're pretty low on the general intelligent quotient, but... And I include myself in this, right? But I think today's been something special. Something special. I think we've tried very hard to be unproductive throughout this. ASL means Sabo Ace Luffy. I thought that, you know. Yeah, Poland says, are y'all casuals? ASL, Ace Sabo Luffy. Who am I talking to? Mary Jo says we're idiots. Yeah, it appears so. I thought, I mean, you guys are One Piece fans. At the very least, with One Piece fans, I thought I can use this sort of shorthand. Do I have to type out the Ace Sabo Luffy flashback? Do I have to type out the full word, post-Marine Ford flashback? So the ASL flashback, if you binge it, like right after Marine Ford, I think that that's fun. For me, it was like Marine Ford. I was weekly, right? Weekly at the time. So for me, I read Marine Ford. You're hyped out of your mind after Marine Ford. I don't think you understand. Christian Dynamo, thanks a lot. Morge flashback for when raid fails will be S tier. If the raid doesn't fail, imagine what a tragic flashback that would make for me. That would shape me into something else. But ASL, yeah, so you're hyped out of your mind after Marine Ford, right? You want to see so many things, especially if you're a weekly reader. You want to see so many things. You're like, I need to see, you know, more of these. Like, I need to see Luffy come into contact with like other top tiers. I want him to meet Dragon. There's so many things you want. You want him to meet back up with the crew. There's so many things you want from the story right then. You want to get some looks into the new world to see what's going on because characters are talking about crazy events occurring and everything like that. There's so much you want after the Marine Ford War. So getting a flashback right then, obviously the timing makes sense now because you can binge read through One Piece and everything like that. That's cool. But right then, it's hard to even explain. It was kind of like, I don't know, like you're like waiting week after week to get more flashbacks of Luffy and Ace as a kid in a very small little forest area and everything like that. And for me, I was a young reader at the time, so early high school, keep in mind. So maybe I was just an impatient little kid at that point. But I wasn't disliking the Ace Sabo flashback. It just wasn't what my like hyperactive little brain wanted at that moment. I wanted to see more Marine Ford-esque stuff. Like, I was just on that Marine Ford train. AJK says, P.S. Don't forget that Morgie called all of us mice. Look, the context matters. It's because you guys were being annoying mice who wanted more milk and cookies. So keep that in mind. Don't forget that part. Don't forget that you're the mice who forced me to give you some milk and then you voted that the milk should stay exactly in the same tier that it was previously, which was good. Okay? Stop the vote. Look, based on the Sanji vote, you have to understand that the Luffy revote is never happening. I've already learned my lesson. Fool me once, but I'm not fucking doing another revote for any of these. Fool me once, okay, you convinced me that enough people believe that the Sanji should have been moved up. Turns out it was like less than 40% of you, or just about 40% of you. So the few of you yelling for Luffy revote, for all I know, Luffy's gonna get bumped down to meh by the end of it. I don't know how many of you are actually committed to that. Princess Taco says, what about when you call us morons? Look, I say that out of love. You're my community of morons, so we live with what we've got. Ramona Avila says the cookies killed Oof. Yeah, that sounds about right. Mice or mouses? I think it's definitely mice. Good. I think that's where I'd put it. I'm on board with good. I think this is the definition of good. Oh, the Fisher Tiger Otahime flashback. So Otahime is not in this picture, but it's Fisher Tiger Otahime. I think this is a great flashback. It's a very underrated flashback. Low Excite, thanks a lot. How much more money for Sanji revote? No, that's not... We're not revoting again. I promise you we're not revoting again. Rajesh, thanks a lot, man. Where's Gaimon flashback? Dude, the Gaimon flashback? Okay, so Rajesh, you're late to the stream. So Gaimon flashback is right here in Meh, so the bottom of the barrel. And what's funny is I actually did an extra vote to see out of these three what people's least favorite flashback was out of those three, and Gaimon won that. So not only is Gaimon bottom tier, he was so unanimously voted the worst out of bottom tier that there's an argument that I should actually make another tier underneath this and just put Gaimon there. So yeah, the Gaimon flashback was basically the runaway favorite for worst flashback in the series so far. Lair, thanks a lot. Shrek and Sanji Potara fusion versus Zoro and Elsa fusion dance fusion. Who wins? Thank God we have someone to replace Rajesh and Kushin Mukherjee. So, Shrek, this is actually a fun question. Shrek and Sanji Potara fusion versus Zoro and Elsa fusion dance fusion. Who wins? I think Zoro and Elsa because, I already put Zoro above Sanji in terms of strength. I think that's fair. So Shrek on paper better physical stats than Elsa, but Elsa has ice powers, and that's a really, 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 really big deal. That's a really, really, really big deal because Elsa could freeze an entire kingdom. That's actually really, really... I don't know if Aokiji could do that. No, Aokiji froze that entire island, so I don't know. But Elsa's abilities are, they're really up there. HK, thanks a lot. The tier list ended in failure, #corruption. If she's got her abilities in the hands of a combatant, like a legit combatant like Zoro, that's a very lethal combination. Because Elsa doesn't really have combat abilities. She's just got, widespread AoE. I don't like HK spreading this propaganda. Kushin Mukherjee, making me mod was like making Orochi Shogun. Oh, goddamn. You and Rajesh, hopefully you just destroy each other. Unless you're the same person, in which case I was fused. I was fooled. Sorry. I said fused because I had the Patara thing in my head. The Patara earring. Super Frankie 7. Namich I literally don't know what the hell you're talking about here. Nami Chopper back-to-back was good. Yes, Skypea, Frankie, Robin, best trio. Yeah, no, I agree with you on that. Yeah, no, I agree with you on that. I guess I think the Robin Chopper thing was, really close back-to-back. No, but you know what? You're right, though. The run of flashbacks, and then after Robin was Brook. So, look at that. So we got bang, 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 bang. That's a crazy good run of flashbacks. Actually, my God. Yeah, just look at all these flashbacks. Robin into Chopper... I guess you guys didn't like Vivi. You guys didn't like Vivi. So Vivi broke the trend of amazing flashbacks, right? Roshan Young, thanks a lot. Legitimate username. Your name's funny. When can we vote on Luffy? Tune in next time on Dragon Ball Z. What was I voting on at this point? Oh, yeah, the Fisher Tiger Otahime flashback. I want you guys to think on this one, because this one was... No, I won't sway your views on it. Fisher Tiger plus Otahime. Yeah, we got to move this along a little bit. Potential Pizza says whoever made the tier list messed it up. Oh, I see what you're saying. You're not talking about me, right? You're talking about the person who accidentally left some people out of the Law flashback out of the tier list. We're just gonna count the Law flashback and the Doflamingo flashback as one. All right, I guess we just have to do that because there's clearly an image of Doflamingo here. But it looks like Law is also in this photo. So I don't know. Luffy's flashback should be in good. Here's the deal. Alright? Here is the deal. Here is the deal. You guys get this deal. Okay? So, I am going to give you Luffy's flashback as a revote. But if you do not, no, I shouldn't even tell you guys this yet. It'll sway your vote. I was gonna do a deal where I was like, you can revote on the Luffy flashback, but if he does not get moved up, then you guys lose your voting privileges or revote privileges for the rest of the stream. But then you guys would just vote to move him up because you don't want to lose your revote privileges. So I would have played myself there. So we're not gonna do that. We're not doing a revote. Wait, did you guys never get to vote on it? You guys never got to vote on it? Potential Pizza, you would not lie to me. We never got to vote on the Luffy. Oh, was just yelling. It swayed our vote. It's Saji vote. You cheat. Rigged. We never voted for Luffy. Is that true? Is that the case? You guys never got to vote on Luffy? Is that true? Who wouldn't lie to me? Potential Pizza phrased it in a really harsh way. Yes, we never got to vote on Luffy. It was just you. Well, guys, that makes me sad then. Okay, so I guess we do have to vote on Luffy. More scammer for Luffy. It's true. We never voted. It was too early. Okay. All right. Then you guys have an argument there. There is an argument there. So we can re-examine Luffy in a moment. Rashawn Young, hey Morge, how are you? Generally, I paid $10 earlier, but it was my first super chat, so I don't know how to do it. Sorry, I was wondering because I see it right here, and you didn't say anything, so I was a little confused. But big fan, never been here live, happy to. Well, Rashawn Young, happy to have you here, man. I'm sorry the first one didn't go through, but I appreciate it regardless. I hope you enjoy the rest of the stream. You know what? Just for Rashawn Young, we're going to do a revote for Luffy. So everyone thank Rashawn Young. The Luffy vote didn't fail. Guys, I swear, if I go back to the VOD of this, and I'm watching it at the beginning, and you guys did get to vote on Luffy, I will have trust issues for the rest of my streaming career. Alright? Great! Alright, I'm down with great. I thought it was a great flashback as well. I'm putting in great. Alright. Luffy flashback. Luffy flashback number 1. Rajesh, yeah, this was a dictatorship, but look, I'm not a powerful dictator. That's the thing. I am more of the feeble variety. I'm a feeble dictator whose power hangs by a thread, a very loose thread, a thread made out of like string cheese. So, I would prefer to have a tighter hold, on authority, and just be able to do whatever I want, and then I wouldn't get to have to revote on anything. But unfortunately, this is like a dictatorship that is on the precipice of falling apart. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm a dictator, but without the conqueror's haki. All right. You got what you wanted. Luffy on the docket, finally. And I think it will be hilarious if he ends up in OK at the end of the day. I think that this would say something about the nature of the people that watch these streams. If it's just overwhelmingly okay. Alright, so in the meantime, what are we looking at? We're looking at Kiros coming up. This was actually a 3-part flashback. So this, you can view it as 3 in 1, essentially. The Kiros flashback, Rebecca flashback, and Riku flashback, looking ahead to the future. ASL's right here. Looking into the head into the future, Kiros, Rebecca, and Riku, let's just say they're all wrapped into this one. They are essentially all individual flashbacks, but they are a 3-parter because you kind of need to see. So Rebecca it was interesting the way Oda did it because Rebecca's flashback. Here's how I remember it. So I think Rebecca's flashback. Yeah, no, the way Oda did it was pretty interesting. So we got it from the different perspectives of each character, but I like how Oda first showed. So Rebecca's flashback came first, and that showed us basically the fallout after Doflamingo's takeover, from the perspective of a little girl, right, who had just basically been made a semi-orphan, kind of. So we got to see her growing up in a post-Doflamingo world. So I like that it started with the fallout of it, right? And then we got Riku's flashback, which took us into the night of the takeover, so we can understand the event that happened and the circumstances behind it. And then we got the Kiro's flashback last, because that was kind of the past and the setup and the storyline of the Riku family and Kiros and Scarlet and everything like that before that. So you finally understand everything that was lost through Doflamingo's takeover. So I like the way that Oda kind of took us through that. It's kind of a 3-part flashback, that's all. You guys suck. Alright. Am I really gonna have to move Luffy up to good? Do you guys actually think Luffy's flashback is in the same tier as Sanji's flashback? Do you think it's in the same tier as Sanji's flashback? It's like not even close. It's like, if you look at it in the context of what it leads to throughout the story, the setting off point of the entire story, I guess, but I don't think it's even close to Sanji's flashback. Yeah, people are saying no, right? Not at all. No, so I'm not going to move Sanji up based on that. I guess I could move Sanji up. But I don't think Sanji's flashback is as good as these flashbacks. Yeah, no, the Sanji, we already did this. We already did the Sanji revote, right? So we already did the Sanji revote, so that's not happening. Do 6 tiers now. No, that's not happening. Fine, we'll roll with this. But this is on you. If I post this to Twitter, hey, look, this is what the Morge community voted, you're just going to make us all look like idiots. They'll be like, oh, they think Luffy's flashback is it. We're just all going to look dumb, all right? And I will take the fall for it because it's technically happening on my channel. So people will be like, oh, look at Morge. How stupid is he that he puts Luffy's flashback and Sanji's flashback in the same tier? And no one will know the truth, that I fought tooth and nail against this, that if I had my way, Luffy's flashback would be here. Instead, I will be made to look like the fool. I will play the fool, and then I'll just eat it. That's cool, guys. AJK says, let's reach 1,000 likes, guys. Press the like button below. Yes, I support what AJK just said, which is to support this stream. Karate D Bid says, Luffy's is not as good, JS. Sanji goes through it. Yeah, I 100% agree with you. I completely agree with that opinion. I'd be down for a revote on Luffy. Philippe says you didn't let us vote Sanji. That's not going to work again. Because Sanji, you got to vote for once, and then you got to vote for him again. And both times he ended up in the same place. That word slinger says Vivi to good. I would love to put Vivi to good, but unfortunately she did not end up there. Red Ace says you can blame me, say I paid you. Alright, so that'll be my scapegoat. Red-haired Ace. We'll say it was all his decision. Rashawn Young, thanks again. Hi again. First time been special already. Thank you, Morge. Here's more money. You don't have to do it like that, man. Feel free to ask a question. We'll be starting my own channel soon. Hope to join you in a reverie one day. Yeah, definitely best of luck. Just know that if you want to start a channel, this goes to anyone who wants to start a channel, you kind of have to go all in because it's just this is not to discourage you, this is kind of just give you a framework to work off of. If you want to start a YouTube channel, YouTube does reward consistency very highly. It rewards people who do go all in and who, like, when you start making your videos, don't make them kind of haphazard or just give it a shot. Try and put maximum effort into that first video and the second video and the third video. Get whatever equipment you need, whatever editing software you need. YouTube rewards people who go all in and have a clear vision for the type of content they want to create from the start. So generally, if you do the slow start, kind of like, oh, shitty audio at first, shitty mic, shitty camera, maybe no script or whatever, no real concept of how you just want to talk about One Piece, free flow and stuff, it will take a while for your channel to grow. It just will. Yeah, if you're going into One Piece YouTube, then definitely start with like a strong mission of what you want your channel to look like, what you only put up videos that you're actually proud of, and try to put them up as consistently as possible. And then maybe I will see you at the Reverie one day. Ravi Rajan, thanks a lot. Do you think Kaido's flashback would top this? I really look forward to Kaido's flashback. I could easily seeing it ending up in the great category, but it's also a villain flashback, and villain flashbacks are generally on the shorter end of things, so it might be difficult for it to break into the top echelon of flashbacks, but I think it can be one of the most interesting flashbacks depending on the things we glean from Kaido's character, but also what we learn about the world in the past, because hopefully we get more insight into rocks and everything like that. Lakatu, thanks a lot. If Luffy dies, which Straw Hat make their own crews? I don't think any of the Straw. I think Usopp honestly might make his own crew if the Straw Hat crew were to disband, because Usopp was a captain of his own little pirate crew essentially at one point, and I think he's the one who can most easily fool a lot of people into following him. I think everybody else would be happy splitting off their own ways. I don't think Frankie would even go back to lead the Frankie family. I think he's kind of past that, possibly. Gintuki, thanks a lot. If anything, at the end, make a poll of all the backstories, top 3, move up 1 tier, bottom 3. I kind of see what you're saying. I might do a best and worst flashback poll at the end of all this. Might be down to do that. Yeah, who remembers Potato Morge? Yes, I mean, I'm not going to pretend like I did my channel growth the right way. There's a million things. This is me speaking from experience, saying that there's a million things that I could go back and fix and change and have had a much faster sort of growth if I'd known what I was doing from the start. Look at my camera quality right now. I still have to buy a better webcam, which is on its way. Let's do the next flashback because we're on our last stretch, essentially. So, Kiro / Rebecca / Riku, I'm going to combine all of them. So combine the Rebecca flashback in your head, the Kiro's flashback, and the Riku flashback, and that's what we're looking at. It's the Frankie family, of course he'd come back. Yeah, but I think they're all occupado at this moment doing other things. Am I right or am I wrong? Did they start helping the Galila shipbuilders? Or am I totally wrong on that? I might be wrong on that. That's right, Princess Taco. The internet no longer ends in failure. Internet has not ended in failure in a long time. That was so frustrating back in the... I say back in the day, it was like a month ago. Back when we had terrible internet every stream. Really, really frustrating. I still need a better setup in general because right now I have to kind of like bend down to talk to you guys, and this is actually hurting my neck at a certain point. So, you know, I don't have my nice desk setup that I have upstairs. I'm going to be moving, I think, in the next month or so. So I'll have a whole new setup in a little bit. The Pirate Hero says he was so frustrated that day that he made me a mod, lol. Yeah. Must have been a pretty frustrating day if I did something that crazy. Let's take a look at what we got. Good? Yeah, no, I'm on board with good. I'll run with good. Guys, come on. You think the... I can't believe the Luffy flashback is sitting where it is. A lot of people are saying great, but then I guess okay, meh. So I'm going to run with good at the moment. Yeah, Kira's had a really good backstory, I think. Just, you know, the way it is. Rashawn Young says, don't mind sending money. Lol, you're an inspiration for me. Thank you for the advice sincerely, and you too for the love. Fan may hope to be honest to me and it works out. Name will be Free D Ace. Remember it. I like that mentality, Free D Ace. I'll refer to you as that from now on. Hey, save your money. Just go buy yourself some good equipment, because that stuff will matter. But thanks a lot. I appreciate it. Send your pink backstories up next. Ooh, this will be a cool one. Let's see how people vote this one. I have my opinion on it, where I would put it. I'll share that afterwards. I want to see the raw, unbiased opinions of chat. Yeah, I just don't know, guys. I think the Luffy flashback is the most overrated flashback at this moment in time. Not because it's not good. Well, no, because it is literally not good. In my opinion, it's just okay. I don't think the Luffy flashback is the strongest. This is at least... I think it feels like a strong flashback when you look at it from the perspective of us today. So the perspective of us today, looking back at like the entire series, what came out, like the Luffy's flashback, strong level of nostalgia. The entire thing started there. It carries more weight today, knowing what we know today. But I don't think you guys realize it's not a very, very strong start to the series, especially compared to a lot of other series. It's not like I don't think Romance Dawn as a chapter hooks people the way a lot of other series' first initial chapters do. And I think that it's not necessarily because the flashback is bad. I don't think it's bad. I think it is very simplistic. I think it communicates a simple but, you know, like, heartwarming message, but it is still a very simple little flashback at the core of it. I don't think it's this thing that really, really, really hooks a lot of people. I think, for us, Romance Dawn, nostalgia, knowing what we know today, the impact it's had on us today, etc., looking back, it carries a lot of weight. Right? I don't think initially it hooks people that well. Shafkat Ahmed, hey Morge, you ever consider writing your own story? Yeah, but I'm just not going to talk about that here on this channel, just because I don't know. I don't want to be. That's just not what this is about. Basically, I'm not interested in trying to share my own creative interests and everything like that here. If/when I do that, it'll be in a different capacity. I don't want this channel to be focus on that stuff. 3D Ace, thanks a lot. Already shoot and edit videos, so good for equipment. Oh, sounds good. Currently building capital to go hard. Thanks for engaging. I'll let you focus on the stream now. No, thanks a lot, man. Best of luck. Maybe I'll see you in a bit. Chen Ho Wong says, "What's a bad flashback, Morge?" I mean, I think most One Piece flashbacks are good. It's more so relative to other One Piece flashbacks, right? So I think Zoro's flashback relative to other Strahd flashbacks is not that good. So that's why we got it under okay. And you have Gaimon's flashback, which is just terrible. So it's just like, I mean, but it doesn't try to be a special flashback, right? It's just the Gaimon chapter. Let's see Senor Pink. So a lot of people say best, but the reality is the majority of people do not put it in best. So I'm putting it in great. And people don't understand when I make this decision. They're like, well, no, best won the poll. But no, you have to understand, the majority think it is less than best, right? So 60% of people think it should not be in best. So I think great is the fair place to put it. It's not just it's not just like, oh, one technically has more distribution than the others, right? Because if the people in good, okay, and meh then voted great, then great would win, right? Like, that's the point. Like, they're actually voting for less than great, but the point is that not that many people, like, most people do not think it belongs in the best category. No, that makes sense. It logically makes sense. No, it logically makes sense. You can't change my mind on that. This makes sense. My argument makes 100% sense, all right? It's going in great, where it belongs. Here's my reasoning for the Senor Pink backstory being in great and not best. Even though I like the Senor Pink backstory, go watch my video, Why Oda is Underrated. All right, go watch my video, Why Oda is Underrated. I do like a 10-minute segment just on Senor Pink and his backstory at the end, all right? I've done a full analysis video, and I've talked about Senor Pink at length about why this flashback is so good, okay? But here is the thing. The Senor Pink flashback, it's overrated by readers because the context is that it's a character that we had zero expectations for, okay? Zero expectations for. So he was not a main character. He was a side character. He was a henchman. That's why it hit so hard. It came out of the blue. Zero expectations, right? So I think if he was a character that we had very high expectations for, then it would still be a really good flashback, but ultimately it's a very quick montage-style flashback, right? It doesn't really take you into the moment that long or let you stick with a scene that long or let you stick with the character for that long, right? Not the way these other top 3 flashbacks do. Actually, view it as similar to Brooks' flashback, but you guys voted Brooks' flashback just barely into the top tier category. So, Senor Pink's backstory I view as very similar in caliber to Brooks' backstory, which is very, very good, but they don't let you sink into the story quite as well as these other 3 flashbacks, which is why I believe it belongs here in great, in my opinion. A lot of Senor Pink's, it gets slightly overrated just because the context, it's like, oh wow, we're getting this backstory for this weird side henchman who dresses like a baby. That's so wacky. Oh, classic One Piece. And I'm on board with that. I'm just saying that, like, if you viewed it straight up 1-to-1 compared to Robin's flashback and you're like, and you add the equal expectations of both characters, it's not even close. Oswaldo Cortez, thanks a lot. Luffy is okay and Zoro is meh. Revote. Hashtag Team Stairs. No, dude, Team... Zoro is lucky to be in okay. There's a strong argument for him being in meh. Like, if you think about Zoro, how big his character is, and the fact that that was the backstory we got, there's a solid argument for just being like, that is the definition of a meh backstory. You know what I mean? You should be happy he's in meh. Or in okay. You should be happy he's not in meh. Let's do Law's backstory. This one represents Law's backstory. Alright? This one represents Law's backstory. So keep that in mind. Oh, but then I don't have Doflamingo. I guess we're just voting on Law and Doflamingo's backstory at the same time. Because that's just the way this guy set it up. That's not my fault. It's just, I guess I could have searched a little longer or made this tier list myself, but I ran with what I found. So, I mostly don't want to go find the images for these backstories. I guess I could ask my images guy to do it, but it is a little outside of like the stuff that I pay him for, which is just for the videos. And usually you can find good tier lists for this stuff anyway. Do people like Law's backstory that much? This makes me upset. I think it's good. I think it's very good. For me, it's not top 5. For me, it's not really top 5. It's maybe not top 10. It's one of those things, I'm not trying to knock the backstory. I think it's objectively, you guys understand when I say objectively, I'm saying, like, from most people's perspective, like, if you're kind of, like, running down the list, like, just how it was done, the beats that Oda hit, how the story was set up, etc., you could argue that it's a very well-constructed backstory. Lev Gelfman, thanks a lot. More, do you play video games? If yeah, any One Piece ones? I don't play any One Piece video games. I don't play many video games in general. Like, I didn't have many game systems at all growing up. And I wasn't particularly, like, when I went to friends' houses, I wasn't particularly interested in playing their video games, because, like, I didn't have them, so I'd rather just focus on something else. The video game I play the most right now is probably Smash Bros. Melee. Besides that, I don't really play any video games. So I'll play that from time to time. Rashawn Young, I'm Orange. Let me get a sensei training arc. I'll be your #1 pupil. Not for real, though. Would love to just talk One Piece one day. Keep in mind, I'll be special law best. Hey, if you're on the come up at some point and I see your name and you're past, you've risen past a certain point, then, you know, you can invite me on your channel and, like, I'll talk to you for a video collab or something like that if you want to do that. But you got to grind your way up first. The grind matters a lot. So you got to do the grind, and then once you've created a name for yourself somewhat, then and you've proven essentially your commitment or whatever, then I'm down to collab with whatever small YouTubers essentially. But I like seeing people who are doing the grind and helping out YouTubers like that. So, yeah, with the Law flashback, I think generally a well-done flashback. I think for me, I was looking for something new, because I think at that point in the story, I felt like the Law flashback was similar. You see these top 3? 1, 2, 3? I feel like the Law flashback was similar to these 3, essentially. I was looking for something new. I feel like Oda has done the scenario of the cute little kid losing their parent many times at that point, and I didn't feel like the Law flashback really reinvented the wheel in that sense. I was looking for something new, and I think that these 3 did that same story but better, and each time Oda did one of these, so like I feel like the Chopper flashback was similar to Nami's, but it added more and kind of upped the storytelling, and then Robin's basically upped the storytelling from these 2 previously, whereas I feel like Law's did not surpass anything that we'd seen before in that category. The Word Slinger said, you specifically said S tier was not a top 5. Yeah, it's not. I mean, Laws can make it into the S tier. So let's take a look. Like, I'm down if you guys want to move it there, and that's where it'll be. Oh, you guys suck so hard. All right, it's there. Okay, let's turbo through these a little bit. Big Mom's backstory. I'm interested in this. I'm gonna wind down the stream pretty soon. So I'm trying to turbo through these last ones. Yeah, I think Kalgaros is better. Like, I could get in depth into it, but I did feel like if you look at Nami to Chopper, it's a similar sort of story. At its bare bones, but Oda added new elements to make it even more heartbreaking in a sense, or even more, even more fleshed out, had to stick with the characters longer, delivered more messages, more sad moments and everything like that throughout that. And then you get to Robin's backstory, and I've already talked at length in the Enies Lobby analysis about why I believe that that's essentially the pinnacle of One Piece backstories. So I think that blew even the Nami and Chopper backstories out of the water. Like, Oda found new ways to make already sad shit even sadder. I just don't think that the Law backstory, maybe it's because it's the most recent one, so it's fresher in people's memories. I don't think the Law's backstory really... I never felt as sympathetic for Law as I did for Nami, Kid Chopper, or Kid Robin. Partly because Law was just, like, as a kid, he was kind of a punk. Like, these kids, I don't know. It really broke my heart seeing these 3 little kids, because they're just so sweet, innocent little kids, and their hearts are just being broken. I don't know. Law, he was he had a soft interior and stuff like that, but, like, I never felt like Law, Law was just built out of some tougher stuff than those other kids, you know what I mean? Which makes it a little less sad for me when seeing Law lose his shit. I don't know. Like, Law, it's not just that. I also think that in general, Law's backstory hit many of the same beats as these other ones without really bringing anything new. It is essentially, to me, it's a bit of a copy and paste of, like, similar things that Oda's done before. That's all I'm saying. Like, That's all I'm saying. Good. I'm down with that. Down with that. I thought the Big Mom. Yeah, I think Big Mom backstory's definition of good. Katakuri backstory. I'm gonna put that in meh. Is that fine? Can I put Katakuri in meh? I'll put it in okay. I think Katakuri's is okay. Yeah, Corazon was great. I like Corazon as a character, but like compare Corazon to Hero Look. Let's throw that in there. Corazon to Hero Look. I think it's not even close. I think they're very very similar characters. By the way, there's a lot of similarities. Um, the heart, right? This I could get deep into it right now. The parallels between Drum Kingdom and Dressrosa are huge. So the bond between Chopper and Hero Look is actually very directly meant to mirror the bond between Law and Corazon, right? Both are about the importance of the heart, having a good heart. Both are like uh, there's a reason that Law is a doctor and Chopper is a doctor because a lot of the ideas from Drum Kingdom are actually being expressed through Dressrosa as well. I could go into it here, but for the sake of time, I'm not going to. I was doing Hero Look Corazon. Yeah, I could go into it here, but for the sake of time, I'm not going to. But there's actually very strong similarities between the Law and Hero Look's Law and Corazon story and the Chopper and Hero Look story. Both taking in characters that others thought were monsters. Both focusing on a focal point of getting cured. So actually in Chopper's story, it was Hero Look who needed to get cured. In Law's backstory, it was Law who needed to get cured. I put Katakuri's into okay. I hope people are okay with that. Super Frankie 7, love your 20-minute videos and BDA collabs. Please do more. Yeah, the BDA collab, that was supposed to be shorter. We just ended up talking a little bit longer. I might do collabs like that more in the future, but it depends. Like I enjoy doing it. Yeah, it just depends. It's kind of like I hate breaking things down in terms of like the X's and O's numbers and stuff for you guys, but like when you do too many types of videos of a certain type, so for example, longer collab videos where you're just discussing things with another YouTuber, those generally don't get as many views or as much engagement as a normal video, which hurts your actual general YouTube averages. So I'm down to mix in stuff like that once in a while. I would be happy to like talk to another YouTuber and do like a video out of that like once a week, but it's just not the best idea for my channel, so I try and stay away from it. But Brago had me on his channel a little while back, so I wanted to kind of like do the reverse. And, you know, like once in a while it doesn't hurt. All right, let's find out. Please don't break my heart, guys. Here, look at so much. Oh my god. That is insane. This is insanity. Absolute insanity. This is bonkers. This is I can't believe what I'm seeing right now. This entire voting process is a farce. Corazon? Look, he's a great guy. I can't believe it. So Hero Look's greatest fear was a man dies when he is forgotten. You guys have literally fucking forgotten Hero Look. His greatest fear has come to pass. You have forgotten Hero Look. Because if you went and read those chapters again, you would be saying, Corazon who? I can't believe it. The man spoke it into existence. He dies when he's forgotten. Rajesh Narayan, I'm 100% on board with you. Chad is hella smooth brain with this. This is insane. He literally says a man dies when he's forgotten, and half my chat, more than half my chat, has forgotten the greatness of Hero Look. Go back. This is why I'm saying, like, go back and reread. How many of you have reread Drum Kingdom in the past 6 months? Go reread Drum Kingdom. Go reread Drum Kingdom. I can't. I have half a mind to end this stream right now. But this is... never mind. I don't want to discuss the placement of laws, but I'm talking to a bunch of recency biased, recently binged Dressrosa. What's the word? Brainwashed by the most recent episodes of the anime. Short-term memory goldfish. I don't even know. I don't have the words to explain. Thy word slinger, take executive control. Hero look to great. I mean, it's not for a poll. There's nothing I can really do. I mean, it's not for a tier. It was just a poll. There's nothing I can really do. If it was for a tier list, I wouldn't even accept Corazon being put above Hero look. It would be ludicrous. But I can't argue with what the poll said. I can only be disappointed. Now people are trashing Hero look before my eyes. You guys just want to hurt me. This is all it is. You just want to hurt me. Well, it worked. It worked. You think I'm gonna sleep easy tonight? Huh? No. There will be tears. There will be sleepless, restless, turning back and forth on the pillow, trying to forget what I just witnessed in chat today. There will be mental breakdowns. Hero look officially died today. He was surpassed by ripoff Hero look Corazon. What did Corazon ever say that was as deep as Hero look's last words? Onimaru forgettable. Justice for Shushu. My heart is so broken right now. Who is second person in OK? I don't know. Oh, second person in OK? Cope. No, don't tell me to cope. I can't cope. Second person in OK is Kuro. It's actually Kuro. So I don't know. Take that as you will. I thought Onimaru's flashback was good, but I don't know if it'll make it there. I liked Onimaru's flashback. Damn, guy. This is... Onimaru's flashback is right next to stairs. It's next to Katakuri didn't even have a flash. Well, I put Katakuri there. Can I move Katakuri down to meh then? In that case, is that okay? Can I move Katakuri down to meh? Because it just feels weird. Katakuri didn't barely add a flashback. So my Goel, Kagura, and Hero Look are my favorites. Love the music in Drum Kingdom. Yeah, no, Hero Look's death. The entire scene is in the anime. It's so good. So good. Yes, I'm seeing no. Yeah, I'm gonna move Katakuri's down to meh. I think that's fair. Because otherwise, look, I'm putting him next to some like legitimate flashbacks. Otherwise, that's not okay. All right, I've spoken. All right, this is revenge for Hero Look. For Hero Look, my voice cracked. That's how upset I am. But this is revenge for Hero Look. It's my mild form of revenge. I just moved Katakuri down from okay to meh. Is that okay? Let me have this one. Joe Armando, Hero Look officially died today. Yeah, rest in peace. I still can't believe it. How do we want to do this? So the Odin flashback and the Roger flashback, they did these two things separate. So first, separate or same. So are we keeping Odin's flashback and Roger's flashback together or separate? Because that matters. Because we can just do one thing where we just don't vote for Roger's flashback. You know what I mean? Like, we can just count it all as one continuous flashback. Or we can say that the Roger section of it was its own section. You know what I mean? So, I think... Did I say that right? I'm saying we can count it all as one continuous flashback, or we can say the Roger section was its own section, and Odin's part, it was kind of sandwiched in between the Odin sections. I don't know. I think I'll say, to me, if I had to go with my gut, I'd say it's all the same flashback, but I will acknowledge that the Roger sections feel very different than the Odin sections. You know what I mean? The focus is very different. Like, it almost switches. It becomes a flashback within a flashback, with Odin as just he happens to be there. It's kind of like the Law and Doflamingo flashback. Like, we get the Doflamingo flashback within the Law flashback, but it's really its own flashback, right? But at the same time, Odin is there for Roger's flashback, and we are experiencing what happened through Odin's eyes. So I see it's not quite the same as those other examples. So, I see the argument for both. I'm not going to be stressed out about whichever one you guys pick. It's not the end of the world. This isn't Hero Look Corazon. Together. All right, that's how we'll do it. CLB, didn't technically only 3/5 of Hero Look die? What is that? I don't get it. 3/5 of Hero Look die. Was he? Oh, because he only 60% of 60% of people voted against him. Makes sense. So we're doing it together. which means now we got to vote on the actual thing. So I'm going to call it the Odin flashback. All right. Odin, best, great, good, okay, meh. Then after this, we got Sanji number 2, and then the final vote for the best flashback. And then we're going to call it a stream. The Pirate Hero says, this is the saltiest Mord stream I've ever seen. Yes, it was all fun and games until I saw what they did to my boy, Hero Look. What they did to him. Oh, wait, why am I looking at this? I could not believe my eyes. All fun and games. Look, I don't mind the revotes. Despite what it may seem, I didn't mind the revotes. Deep down inside, I enjoyed the revotes. I didn't mind the push for Luffy being bumped up to some unreasonable tier. I didn't mind where you put Sanji. I didn't even mind the fact that Zoro wasn't put into meh. I didn't mind what you did to Vivi. But when it came down to Hero Look versus Corazon, and you guys told me point blank to my face, fuck that guy. Fuck Hero Look. When you told me that, something broke inside me. This has officially become the saltiest Mord stream of all time, which is saying something because we've had some salt in the past. We didn't vote for Zoro. Yeah, so we did. Well, we did. I don't know. That's not important to my speech. Maybe we did vote for all these characters. I thought it was actually really funny when I found out that we didn't vote for Luffy in the first place. I totally forgot that I had voted for, I just placed the first 4 characters because I thought there were no braiders, and then I found out much later that everyone disagreed with those options. Pin the poll. Did I not pin the poll? Did I not pin the poll? What are you guys voting on right now? Oh no, I don't want to look at this. Fuck. Let me pin the poll. What did I pin? Guys, what did I pin? What's up here? Is it pornography? Did I pin a link to some pornography? I hope I didn't. Did I fix it? Perhaps it's time for a great cleansing? I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe most of these don't deserve to be on this tier list. Maybe I ought to get rid of everything except for these 3 that I love above all else. God, he always does this. I keep posting the results page. Oh no, come on. That's not... I'm just going to do this poll again. I'm going to do this poll again. I'm sorry, guys. What do you mean he keeps doing this? I'm just one man. I'm trying to multitask here. All right, create poll. All right, create poll. Here's the vote. Here's the page. All right. Here's the page. We're just gonna run the vote again. If you already voted, just vote again. It's not. It only takes you 1 click, so just vote. Also, like the stream. That also only takes 1 click. If you have to pick between voting or liking the stream because your computer is broken and you only get 1 click left with your mouse, like the stream. I think that takes priority number 1. If you've got 2 clicks, then yeah, like the stream and do the poll. But if you're a 1-click person, just like the stream. So, you can vote in many ways. I wonder where this guy's gonna end up. I have a feeling I think I know. I think I know. Unlimited says twerk. I forgot. There was a good chunk of Odin's flashback that was Odin twerking. And that just happened in One Piece. Comrade Weedity says, I dislike the stream, take that. I forgot, you can vote for that. 1K likes. 2 clicks to, do we get 1K likes? I don't think I ever agreed to twerk if we got to 1K likes. I don't know if that was ever the deal. Oh man, gonna have to check the VOD back to see when I said that. I have to do the 1K twerk now. Man. That's for my OnlyFans subscribers. It's only for them. Best. Damn. Easy. Yeah, figured. Alright. And the last one of the day. Last one of the day. This one really late. Can't believe we got to 1K likes, though. Last one of the day, Sanji backstory number 2. Isn't it hilarious that there's just a Sanji backstory number 2? It's just... feels so random. Like, that's just a thing. I wouldn't be surprised if several Straw Hats got secondary backstories, right? I wouldn't be surprised if Usopp got another backstory and Zoro got another backstory. I don't think Nami, But those two, I don't think I wouldn't be surprised if they got another backstory. But at the moment, it feels so random that Sanji just has like backstory number 2. That's just the thing. All right. 2K likes for Morse to drop his OnlyFans? Yeah, I'll do it. If we get this stream to 2K likes, there'll be an OnlyFans coming. There will be OnlyFans content coming. The Patreon exclusives will get a lot spicier. Everything will happen if we get to 2K likes. That's how worth it is to me to get this stream to 2K likes at the very tail end when I'm about to end it. Do it for us, twerk twerk. Sanji is a prequel. I hope in between typing twerk you guys are voting, because otherwise Sanji's backstory is going to go wherever I decide it goes, and then I think a lot of you guys are going to be upset about that. Y'all are down bad. Yeah, if Oda wants to go with who her family was, then Nami might get another backstory. But then, like, what's the backstory gonna be? Is it just Nami as a baby? Is it just Nami like being born? Like, there's nothing for her to experience during her backstory. It's just being alive in the world technically, but not processing anything. She's just a baby. All right, let's see what we got here, and then we'll vote for the best backstory in One Piece. Great. All right. I'm down to put it there. Whoops, this is the wrong one. I'm down to put Sanji's backstory number 2 there. I like Sanji's backstory number 2. All right. Moment of truth. I'm going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things into the mix for best backstory in One Piece. Let's go. All right. I just know you guys are going to disappoint the hell out of me here. It's already happened. But luckily, we've already ripped that Band-Aid off, with the Hero Look Corazon thing. So I'm not going to be too heartbroken by whatever happens here. Or at least I'm going to try not to be. The Pirate Hero, thanks a lot. Wasn't Nami's country war-torn? That's a flashback. Yes, but it would be a flashback for her family and not necessarily for her. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing for her, as far as I can tell, to really experience in a backstory, unless there's something I'm totally forgetting. Oh, Brooke. I was like, I need one more straw. It made it into this top-tier backstory list. So, Brooke. We got what? Law. We got Odin. This is a good collection of backstories here. There's only really, I think, 3 wrong options. You can only go wrong with 3 options, in my opinion, for best backstory. So, I think there's like 3 right options, and then I think there's 3 wrong options. And did I pin the right poll? I think I pinned the right poll. So for the most part, a pretty good lineup. I'm excited. I care about this one. Did we do ARC's tier list? We did the ARC's tier list, right? We did the ARC's tier list. Water 7, Ennis Lobby 1. I think that was the most recent one. So, by the way, for the people who are new here or a little uncertain about stream's future, so I think in general, tier list or variety content, it won't be a tier list. I'm going to try and make an effort. It will not be a tier list next time. It'll be something new, something spicy, not me twerking, not in OnlyFans, but still new and spicy. We were going to do those type of streams on weeks where there are no chapters. So if there's a chapter, we can do post-chapter discussion. I think people usually want to discuss the most recent chapter and just talk about new questions and theories and speculations that come out of that, or just breaking down what happened, opinions on what happened, etc. On weeks like this, where we got nothing going on, we're going to do variety content like this, but not like this next time. Next time, we're going to do something new and juicy. Rajesh Narayan, as a mod, Gaimon had best backstory, no cap. Rajesh, why do you fight so hard to get your mod status removed? I'll do it. You'll see one day. One day I'll just... You've caught me in a bad mood, Rajesh. I just had to watch my man Hero Look lose to Corazon, who is literally just rip off Hero Look. Now you're coming here telling me this nonsense about Gaimon. Crazy how Morge is a simp for Smoothie. Yeah, true. Alrighty, let's check, because I think enough people have probably voted. Let's check the results. Please, Robin, please, Robin. Please. Yes! Guys, I'm so happy. Alright. Yes! Alright, you guys did not let me down at the end of the day. You had Nami in last place. You had Chopper somehow behind Laws and Odin's backstories. But at the end of the day, I'm shocked. I'm shocked. Robin won pretty cleanly too. This actually fixed the stream for me. This righted a lot of wrongs. You guys want to do a Hero Look revote? or I rig it this time. I think I'm gonna call the stream on that. This was a good stream, mostly because it ended the way that made me happy. This is our breakdown of things. So best flashbacks, etc., etc. I won't do a separate tier for. Nah, I'm gonna do a separate tier for Robin because I'm happy. Let's do one more row above. I'll do this in purple for Robin. Add a row above. Oh no, you know what I just did? I just added like 4 different things. Delete. Delete. All right, whatever. The purple didn't match up, but the number 1 best backstory of all backstories. Thank God you guys saw sense by the end of it. Stream didn't fail. Where is Frank's back? Where's Frank's backstory? Frank's backstory is right here. It's great. Hopefully you're happy with that. I would have liked to throw the Skypea backstory into this conversation, but, you know, it didn't make it. Yeah, no way the stream didn't fail. This was a stream that ended in a last-minute victory, despite many of the highs and lows, and the many lows, and the lows, and the many lows, and the general, you know, continuous string of lows. This stream ended on a high, which is, you know, that's basically the bare minimum that we're looking for, right? If it ends on a high, then the whole thing was essentially a success. It's kind of like the raid. You know, the raid's gonna fail, but then Wano as a whole will end on a high note. So, you know, we had to experience that with the Hero Look Corazon thing, that catastrophe, and then we came away with it with Robin winning at the end of the day. Because at least in terms of backstories, Robin's backstory is the protagonist of this little arc that we were on. So, I will talk to you all later this week. Video coming out tomorrow. Yeah, video coming out tomorrow, and then, you know, chapter review coming out at the end of this week. There should be a chapter this week. I really, really hope there is. That is all. 1.1k likes, 1.1k views. Yeah, great stream. Thanks everyone for tuning in, for reals, despite everything. I appreciate the way you guys voted, the fact that you guys voted and everything.